Naruto walked through the forest trying to find the bandits' hideout, and it sucked because there was only one guy and Naruto wasn't even that far from the village. Every day he gets the feeling that Tsunade does not trust him anymore. Is this because he is a Jinchuriki? Things slowly started to change and everyone he loved started to avoid him. Even Sakura hates him, and he noticed that Sakura started to be even more aggressive than normal. This sucks. Ever since Pervy Sage left, people started to act different towards him. It was like people have forgotten all the things he has done for them. I hope this day gets better, said Naruto. Flashback. It was a bright sunny day. Naruto was walking around the village trying to find Sakura, and when he finally found the pink-haired girl, she seemed a bit busy reading a scroll learning more about her jutsus. Hey, Sakura! The blonde ninja yelled out. Sakura noticed the blood running towards her and turned around with an annoyed face. Hey Naruto, said Sakura. Naruto looked Sakura in the eye and began to blush. Sakura, I was wondering if you want to join me for ramen tonight. Sorry Naruto, I can't. Tsunade is keeping me busy today. Sakura began to walk away. Naruto felt a little sad because he wanted Sakura come so bad, but it turns out she is still busy. As Sakura, wait. You told me that Tsunade was keeping you busy yesterday and the day before that? Naruto began to notice that she's been saying that all week, like she was trying to aviate him. Well, sorry Naruto, but the truth is that I don't want to eat ramen with you tonight, said Sakura. Common Sakura. I won't ask for anything else. Naruto started to get desperate. No. Ever since Naruto had that little accident with Ninetales, Sakura started feeling scared. She had even gotten hurt that day. She can never forget those white round eyes, but after that she felt okay with Naruto. But when Jiraiya left, things started to get a little tense. The Leaf Village started getting threats from the Akatsuki and people started to panic, and when Sakura tried to find Naruto, she found him alone and saw Naruto's demon red eyes glow that night. Sakura told Tsunade what she saw and Tsunade started to isolate Naruto from the rest of the world. The village started to treat him like a prisoner and even his friends started to treat him like an idiot again. Sakura, please, I haven't seen you in a while, said Naruto begging. I said no Naruto. Sakura began to walk away. Then when Naruto put his hand on her shoulder, a spark of anger began to unleash. Sakura launched a mighty punch at Naruto's lower jaw which made Naruto crash against the wall. Naruto was bleeding all over, and his arm was broken. I said no. The angry Sakura marched away leaving a broken Naruto behind with tears in his eyes. Naruto felt that Sakura wasn't his friend anymore. He wanted to deny what he felt, but it was the truth. She didn't care for him anymore. Flashback ended. Naruto was walking toward a cave. This must be where the bandit is hiding. Naruto went inside the cave, but he failed to notice that he was being followed by Pain and Kazami into the cave. When Naruto was walking into the cave, he noticed that it was a dead end, so when he turned around he saw Kazami and Pain. He has never met Pain. Naruto noticed that someone was right behind him. He turned around and saw a woman with blue hair and a flower in it named Konan, whom he never met before until now, and saw a man rising out of the ground with white and black skin and some kind of plants on him named Zetsu. At the moment Naruto knew it was a trap. Konan formed some hand signs and did a jutsu that made Naruto fall asleep. Naruto couldn't help it, but his body was shooting down. Pain did a jutsu that summoned some kind of special chains that wrapped around Naruto's body. Naruto could not move at all. No, leave me alone. Naruto tried to yell, but he felt very sleepy. Naruto knew it was over for him. It was done. He was finished. His life reached its end and he knew he was going to die, so Naruto accepted his fate and stopped trying to get out of the chains. He can see his whole life flash before his eyes and all he saw was hate from the people he swore to protect. Why do I have this life? Why do I protect a village that hates me and treats me like dirt? Is there a place out there that's worth to protect with people who can treat me nicely? Thought Naruto. The nine-tailed fox woke up from his deep sleep and started to unleash a huge amount of charkia. No, I will not be taken, said Kyubi. The Akatsuki began to realize that Naruto's body began to glow bright red. What the hell? Said Kazami. Naruto's eyes turned bright white. Naruto's body started to shine even more, then the ground started to shake from the incredible power. Naruto's body turned into a glowing ball of energy, and before anybody realized, Naruto's body shot up from the air, went through the ceiling and shot out from the cave, and the ball of energy exploded into thin air. Madara will be displeased, said Zetsu. In an unknown city a ball of energy popped out of nowhere flying weightless, its energy faded and a boy fell into the water right next to an island with a tower shaped like a T. Naruto woke up and noticed he was underwater, so he swam up into the surface, and when he took a deep breath of air he found out he was not in Konoha anymore. It was a city bigger than Konoha. It was unlike any city he had ever seen. Silver and reflective buildings stood majestically against the blue sky, their glamour paling in comparison to their height. It seemed as if they were scraping the clouds themselves. Naruto saw an island with a huge tower shaped like a T, so he swam towards it. Naruto finally got to land. He felt so tired that he decided to rest. Everything around him seemed alien and inhuman. Lights, sounds and everything he did not recognize. He just hoped they at least have ramen here. A couple of minutes later a green dog sniffed around the building, then it picked up a scent from someone else. Naruto was sleeping underneath a rock, but even though he was sleeping he could hear kids his age talking from the distance. "Come on team, we must find this intruder." Naruto heard one boy speak, but before he could even open his eyes a dog was licking across his face. Naruto opens his eyes and saw a green dog. A green dog? Naruto was shocked at this dog's color. It was very odd. Naruto had never seen a green dog, maybe a talking dog but not a green dog. Naruto still felt tired and collapsed on the ground. Then the dog began to bark very loudly. Naruto could barely open his eyes, but he managed to open them a little and saw a person creeping out from the shadows with a blue hood and a blue cape with bright white eyes. He couldn't tell who it was or what he or she's face looked like, but when Naruto looked at this person in the eye he felt terrified. But then Naruto's vision began to get fuzzy, so he closed his eyes. A couple of hours later Naruto woke up and found himself in a room which looked like a medical room. Naruto got up from bed and to the door which opened by itself. Freaky. Naruto ran down the hallway and saw a big door, and when he walked closer to it the door opened by itself too, and then Naruto saw a big room with a huge TV with strange-looking kids that are his age. He quickly assessed their appearances. One of them was amazingly tall. He was dark-skinned and appeared to be wearing some sort of silver and blue armor that half covered his face. Next to him stood a skinny boy roughly the same size as Naruto himself. He had spiky black hair, a red top with a yellow R on it, green tights and a black mask that covered his eyes except for a pair of white slits for him to see out of. Next to him was a very strange one. The boy was even skinnier than the masked one. He wore a purple jumpsuit and a silver belt. The most peculiar aspect of him was the color of his skin. It was green. More than that, he also had pointy ears. His appearance was somewhat unsettling. Above them floated a yellow-skinned girl with deep red hair. She wore a purple tank top and purple tights. She was currently floating above all their heads flying. Next to her was a person that caught Naruto's attention. She was floating like the other girl, but it was strange, as if her presence sent a shadow across all that which was near her. She wore a dark blue cape that was wrapped around her tightly, effectively cutting Naruto off from viewing her other garments. Her hood was up and it surprisingly hid her face completely. He could see her eyes though. He could see them very well. They glowed a bright white that sent shivers down his spine, but then he realized it was the same person who he saw back at the beach. The glow of her eyes illuminated a certain part of her face, caught Naruto's attention completely. It was a small jewel in the center of her forehead, right where the Ajna chakra is. It was possible she knew about chakra. Together they were a strange bunch. The one in the mask spoke up. "I see you are awake, so who are you?" he said. Naruto didn't understand a word. "I don't understand what you're saying," he explained. A momentary look of confusion crossed their faces before they changed to one of understanding, all but one, that is. The green one looked at Naruto with a blank stare. "What did he say?" asked the green one. The others looked at him with a weird expression. "He's speaking Japanese," the masked one explained. "Does anyone know Japanese?" he suddenly yelled. The rest of the group slowly provided an answer of yes. Apparently everyone but the green one knew the language. The one in the mask looked back at Naruto. "Who are you and what are you doing on our island?" he asked in Japanese. "My name is Naruto Uzumaki and I am from the Konoha village, and for your information I do not know what am I doing here. What is this place?" he said. "How did you get here?" asked the metal man. "I'm not sure. One moment I was being captured by the Akatsuki, the next I wake up in the water and swam near this beezer place." "Dude, what's he saying?" asked the green one. "I don't think he's a threat, I think he's lost," the masked one replied. "Well, for your information, you are in the Titan's tower." Naruto did not know what that was, but he was still wondering how he got here and will he ever get home. 2 hours before Naruto came, in the Teen Titans Tower, Robin was looking all over the map to try and catch the creature that escaped. Cyborg was playing video games, but he wasn't winning anyway, and Starfire looked at everybody wondering if her friends will be alright. Everything changed for the Titans and everything was falling apart, and she was beginning to believe that their time was getting close to the future, just like when she discovered their future when she was fighting Warp. Episode 14, How Long is Forever. Beast Boy was in his room crying for 3 days for his loss with Terra. Terra didn't want to remember her friends, so she went to school like a normal girl and she was never coming back. Raven was sitting on the floor reading her book until Starfire came interrupting her reading. Raven, how you be not sad at such a sad moment? Asked Starfire, being a little concerned. Rave set her book down and glared at Starfire. Sigh Starfire, for once can I read in peace? Raven, we must not act like sad rocklanks, there must be something to cheer yous up. Starfire went to go see what on the newspaper when she saw a new nightclub was opening, her lit up like diamonds. Don't worry friends, I know what can cheer yous up, yelled Starfire. Robin got annoyed and looked at Starfire with anger. Sorry Starfire, we're too busy for fun. Well, at least I am, said Robin, glaring at Cyborg still playing his game. Lighting up Robin, said Cyborg. Lighten up. Because of you we lost, yelled Robin, blocking Cyborg from the TV. Cyborg stood up tall and glared at Robin with a tight fist. Why, don't point the figure at me. You were the one who pressed the wrong button, said Cyborg. Friends, please stop fighting, said Starfire, trying to separating the two boys. You are an idiot. No, you're the idiot. Both Cyborg and Robin couldn't stop fighting, and to make matters worse, Beast Boy came into the room trying to forget about Terra. Raven closed her book and told the guys to stop fighting. Raven didn't want to point figures, but she had to make a point. Cyborg, Robin, stop. Fighting isn't going to solve anything, and besides we both know it was Beast Boy's fault, said Raven, trying to make a point in the subject. Beast Boy overheard the conversion and then went wide-eyed at Raven. What? Said Beast Boy. You didn't make it in time, you were too busy trying to get Terra back, said Raven, not knowing how Beast Boy felt. Starfire cut off Raven from finishing her sentence. Friend Raven, don't. Oh yeah, that's right, it was Beast Boy who screwed up, said Cyborg. Why am I not surprised? Said Robin, folding his arms. It wasn't my fault, I just had to see Terra again, said Beast Boy, turning his head and trying to ignore his friends. Why would you want Terra to come back anyway? Last time we saw her she betrayed yous, said Raven, getting a little argumentative. How could you say that? Raven, you're just mad because she turned her back on you. Beast Boy tried to ignore them, but he just couldn't tune them out. Beast Boy stared at them with disgust. Come on guys, I thought we forgave Terra and now you're going to forget all about her. They didn't say anything. Starfire however looked at them with sadness. I forgive her, said Starfire. Everybody knew Raven was still Terra's friend, but inside her she still denied it. Dude, why are you all acting like this? It's like you guys just gave up. We can't give up on our friend, and we can't give up at all and turn against each other. I really believe there is such thing as a happy ending. Beast Boy, do you honestly think there are such things as happy endings? This is the real world, Beast Boy, and you better wake up, said Raven. Look who's talking, Raven, you don't even know a happy ending is. You've always stayed in your room all the time and you keep dissing all of yous like we're nothing but dirt to you. Tell me Raven, have you ever truly loved anyone in your life? Cyborg jump in. Beast Boy, I really don't think you should be talking about that. No, I'm tired of Raven treating yous like this. You know what Raven, I beat you never loved anyone in your life, problem lie the reason why you can't even get a boyfriend, and I think that's why you choose to be alone. Yield Beast Boy. Starfire noticed that a tear was falling down Raven's cheek. For the first time she was actually crying. She balled her fists trying to hold her anger, then the windows exploded. Shut up. Just shut the hell up. Raven walked aggressively to her room trying to hide her face. You just had to bring it up, Beast Boy. Shut up, sigh. Back in Raven's room, Raven was trying to meditate, but she couldn't focus. She couldn't shake off Beast Boy's words. Raven couldn't cry no matter how much she wanted to, she just couldn't. She didn't want her emotions to let out because she knew that it could cause the whole tower to be destroyed. Like Beast Boy knows what it's like. He has no idea what's it like to be mistreated as a child. he knows nothing about being alone and being treated like a freak. Thought Raven. Back when she lived in Azarath the people there treated her like a monster and she had no friends at all. She was raised by monks at the time but even that didn't last long after when her father destroyed it. For once in her life can she ever find anyone that understands her? Is there anyone out there at all who is like her? She would really like to meet her or him. But's what the point? It's not like she can ever be glad that she found someone like her. She can't show any emotions. If she doubts people could die and she doesn't want that. Raven cannot feel anything, only sadness and anger, never happy or anything else. Most of the time she can't even feel sadness or anger, but there are sometimes she can feel those two emotions. Raven want to be happy, but how can she if her emotion destroy everything? She tried not to think about it and went back to her book. She was reading a book about all the other dimensions that have planets that are also called Earth. These other universes are very similar to their universe, except they were not considered as a multiverse. They more like other universes that carry different types of life, and they coincidentally have other planets called Earth, which they have almost the same things. They on this Earth scientists called them sisters planets that are related our planet and to other planets. Raven found it very interesting. She did one time travel from Azarath to Earth, but never bothered going to the other worlds. Robin one time told her that there were many other heroes who came from these worlds before. One of their names were Spider-Man, at least that what Robin told her. What if they ever ran into these people? Raven stopped reading as she noticed a bright light was shining out her window. It was a ball of bright light which she can sense a huge amount of power in. The ball of light was not sure what it was. It was in the middle of the ocean and then it started to fade into nothing. She couldn't tell if something came out, but she hoped it wasn't an enemy. Maybe it was. All of a sudden the alarm went off. There is an intruder on their island. Raven, we got to go. Yelled Robin, waiting outside of Raven's door. Raven ran out her and went with the others to find the intruder. When they reached outside they had to separate to find the person, so they began to look all over the island. Beast Boy, do you think you could sell the intruder from here? Asked Robin. Beast Boy nodded and turned into a dog and began sniffing the scent. Starfire looked down from the sky and Raven checked underneath by using her powers to lift the rocks, and Cyborg used his X-ray vision. Beast Boy followed the scent and it led to the edge of the beach. Beast Boy looked to the right and saw a boy their age under the shade of a rock. Raven teleported to Beast Boy when she heard him bark. Raven came out of the shadows and saw what Beast Boy was barking. It was a blonde-haired boy who was unconscious that wore an orange/black jumpsuit with a metal headband with a leaf symbol on it. Raven seemed to have seen that symbol from somewhere before but couldn't remember. The boy had weird shoes that seems to only show his toes, but the most weirdest part of all is he had whiskers on his cheek. Some else didn't seem right about this guy. Raven could feel some kind of familiar power in him, a power similar to her own. It can't be. Could there really be someone like her? Raven slowly reached out her hand to lift the boy's shirt up to see if there is a mark. She was nervous, her head began to shake. Her widen, even her heart was pounding like crazy, but before she could even lift up his shirt Robin, Starfire, and Cyborg came, so she hid her hand before they caught her. Beast Boy however was still sniffing at the boy, not even realizing what Raven was doing. Who is this guy? Asked Robin. Whatever he is, I don't think he's from around here. Said Cyborg, scratching his chin. I don't think he is from this world. Said Starfire. Dude, what's up with the whiskers? Said Beast Boy, touching his checks. The boy seemed very alien to them, but one question remained. Where did he come from? They were going to take him to the hospital, but to be in the safe side they took the boy to the infirmary room just in case if he was a threat. When they got there they decided to let him sleep on the bed for now until they can find out where he came from. Cyborg took a sample of the boy's blood and tried to compare it with the other alien blood types on the computer's date. Cyborg finished comparing the blood, and when he turned to face Robin he shrugged his shoulders. Well, it turns out he is human, but there is something else in his blood, something that we never encountered before, said Cyborg. What is it? Asked Robin. There is some kind of red aura in his blood, I'm not sure what it is. Said Cyborg. Red aura? Said Robin, scratching the back of his head. Robin looked at Raven, who kept actually staring at the guy. Raven, you wouldn't know this guy, do you? Asked Robin. Never meet him in my life, Raven said simply. Robin was scratching his chin and then snapped his fingers. I got an idea, Raven, how about you try go inside his head, maybe then we could find out where he came from. Okay, said Raven while putting her two hands on each side of the boy's head. She closed her eyes trying to get inside his boy's mind, and the next thing you know she was in Naruto's mind. Raven was in the stranger's mind and was looking through his memory trying to find out where he came from. Raven looked around, noticed she was in front of some kind of school. It looked like some Japanese school. She couldn't tell, it seemed like she was in ancient Japan, except people around her were either wearing new cloths or old cloths. It was very confusing for Raven. What is this place? Said Raven. No one can see Raven, which this was just memory, nothing more. The people seemed either Asian or Caucasian mixed together, which was strange. Raven noticed that children and parents were celebrating some kind of gradation. Many parents were there cheering their kids on, how proud they are. Even the kids were happy, all except for one. Raven noticed a 12-year-old blonde boy sitting underneath a tree, sitting on a swing, not looking happy, as a matter of fact very sad. Raven knew this had to be the guy with the whiskers, but noticed something out of place. Where are his parents? Said Raven, not getting the story. Raven then heard two women talking about the blonde and walked right next to them to hear what they were talking about. Do you see that? Said one woman. It's that boy, I heard he was the only one that didn't pass, said the other women. Well, it serves him right. Imagine a boy like that can become a ninja. I mean, he's the SSH. We're not supposed to talk about that. This was getting very interesting for Raven. She needed to know what was so different about this boy, but before she could walk to the boy, a man with silver hair came. Raven seen enough of this piece of the memory, so she decided to go to another. Raven now noticed she was in someone's house, seemed kinda empty, not much furniture. Raven saw the blonde boy again, except he was younger, maybe about 7 years old. He was sitting on a table alone with a cupcake with a birthday candle. The boy was crying, tears of sorrow poured out of his eyes, and Raven could already tell nobody showed up to this boy's birthday. Raven felt sorry for him. How could no one show up to this boy's birthday who just turned 8? Raven walked right next to him and went down her knees and putted her hand on the boy's shoulders. Raven was so confused about this guy, she didn't know what was going on. I know you can't hear me, but who are you? What's your name? What is this place? Where are your parents? Asked Raven. Raven looked deeply into the boy's eyes and saw loneliness. To Raven it was like looking in a mirror. When she was a child she was lonely too, and it was exactly as bad as this. Raven had to move on to the other memories, so she had no choice but to leave the boy, and besides it was just a memory of this guy's past anyway, it wasn't really real. Raven noticed now she on the streets of a strange-looking village. Raven saw the 8-year-old blonde boy again running from an angry mob. The boy was running for his life, trying to get away from the angry mob, running to find a place to hide from them. Raven saw men and women that had so much hatred. She knew what they were trying to do. Kill the demon. Kill him. Make him pay what he has done. It seemed that the boy didn't know why they were chasing after him, but all he knew is that he had to get away. Raven thought to herself, why would so many people want to kill this boy? He was just a child. It seemed Raven was wrong. This is a lot worse. When she was a child, her people treated her like a monster but never attempted to kill her. At least she didn't think so. She can't remember at the moment. All of a sudden something changed. Everything turned dark. Raven felt something big breathing behind her back. Her hair kept getting blown by the breathing, and when she turned around she saw a giant angry fox looking down at her. Raven's eyes went wide and was scared out of her mind. Why, you're the... Raven knew what this thing was, but she couldn't believe it. This whole time she thought it was just a story, but now it exists, and this must be the source of what Raven was feeling. It all made sense now. Her and this boy, they were the same. The fox was still looking at Raven with extreme rage, and then it roared right in Raven's face. The roar was mighty and loud, and it was like being blown away by extreme wind. Back to reality. Raven shot up and fell to the floor with a short scream. Raven, are you okay? Asked Robin, worried. Friend Raven, what did you see? Asked Starfire, wondering what Raven just saw. Did you find out who he is and where he came from? Asked Cyborg. Raven was too stunned to tell them. Her only hope was that this guy was a good person, not a villain. Raven just walked out of room, leaving her friends clueless. Raven was in the main room trying to think of what she just saw. Raven had many stories about these Japanese monsters, but they were just Japanese stories parents would tell their kids when they went to bed. If the Japanese stories were true, the nine-tailed fox would probably be just as bad as her father Trigon. If the demon fox is inside the boy, then that means the boy is a Jinchuriki. Thought Raven. Ravens came into the main room and saw Raven with her head down looking at nothing. They were concerned for their friend Raven and needed to know what she saw back there. But before they could, the blonde-haired boy with the whiskers came in and looked at everyone with an odd look. Raven and Starfire began to fly up, getting ready for battle. Robin spoke first. I see you are awake, so who are you? he said. The boy didn't understand a word they said. I don't understand what you're saying, he explained. A momentary look of confusion crossed their faces before they changed to one of understanding, all but one, that is. Beast Boy looked at Blonde Guy with a blank stare. What did he say? Asked the Beast Boy. The others looked at him with a weird expression. He's speaking Japanese, Robin explained. Does anyone know Japanese? He suddenly yelled. The rest of the group slowly provided an answer of yes. Apparently everyone but the green one knew the language. Robin looked back at the guy. Who are you? He asked in Japanese. I am Naruto Uzumaki. Why did you trash the training room? Said angry Cyborg. Naruto looked sheepish. It was just a little training, he muttered. Cyborg blinked, the look on his face portrayed an expression of confusion. Just a little training. Cyborg repeated, if that was training, what do you call fighting? Naruto stared blankly at the metallic man. Fighting, he said with a shrug of his shoulders. Cyborg walked away shaking his head muttering to himself. Crazy kid, just playing crazy. Training, he says. H.I.V.E. Training, and I'm Will Smith, he muttered to himself. He walked over to the couch and sat down. He began flicking through the channels. Those are some pretty impressive moves you got there, Raven stated to Naruto. Where did you learn them? Naruto seemed only too pleased to brag about his live's training and began retelling stories upon stories about his hometown of Konohagakure. Strangely enough, only Raven and Starfire seemed to be listening. While Starfire's interest was not all that startling to the other Titans, Raven's was. A ninja! Starfire exclaimed, clapping her hands together and jumping up and down on the spot. You must be so strong, are you a master? Starfire's interest and overexcitement scared Naruto a little, but he couldn't help but laugh at the question. Me? A master? He began to laugh humorously. Well, I do pride myself in my skill, he said, inspecting his fingernails. Yeah right, you big phony, Beast Boy laughed. Beast Boy thumped Naruto round the head. A real ninja looks like this. Beast Boy ran fast somewhere and came back with an old-fashioned black ninja uniform with the mask and different ninja shoes. Naruto laughed at how Beast Boy looked. Yeah, how old is that uniform? Like 1,000 years old. Beast Boy, where I come from ninjas don't wear that stuff anymore, now we just wear regular cloths. The point is, no, I'm not a master, Naruto stated as he picked himself off of the floor rubbing his head, but I hope to be Hokage when I'm older. Beast Boy looked at him blankly. What are Hokage? There were powerful ninjutsu leaders of their villages who are the strongest ninjas of them all. The group stared at Raven. And how did you know that? Asked Cyborg. Raven started getting scared. She didn't want them to know what she was feeling about Naruto. Cyborg noticed she was blushing, and when it came to him he then realized, Raven, you're not in low. Raven knew what he was going to say. She cut him off. I got to go. She then ran to her room. Naruto was confused of what was going on, but he was still shocked on how these people are actually superheroes. I need some air, Naruto said. He walked out of the room. The breeze was chilling and welcoming to Naruto compared to the stifling heat that had been present throughout the day. The sky was getting dark and its clouds were outlined in beautiful colors from the setting sun. Naruto couldn't shake the feeling on how he got here. Why would the fox send him here? Naruto was wondering if his friends back home were looking for him. Probably not, they would just think Naruto was pulling a trick on them. This made Naruto frown just by thinking about it. A voice came out from behind him suddenly. Are you okay? Naruto turned round and saw Raven standing there. Her presence didn't really faze him, but her clothes did. She was wearing regular cloths with a blue sweater with a hood and black jeans, and she was wearing gothic boots. Why are you wearing that? Naruto asked, quite shocked at her image. Raven looked embarrassed. I wanted to know what you think of it, she said quietly and quite out of character. It looks nice, he commented. The wind whipped around them and Raven's hood was thrown off of her head. She made no move to replace it but merely stood there watching him. Naruto looked at her face. Before she had seemed gray, pale, and depressed, but strangely, in the light of the dawn she seemed more human and full of life than most people he knew. Her face reflected the light, and the white cloak she wore only added to the feeling of her being beautiful, because that's what he thought she was at that moment, quite beautiful. Raven walked over and sat down beside him, hanging her feet over the edge of the building. She was obviously unafraid of heights, but then again, she could fly. Why would she fear heights when they meant no danger to her? She lowered her head and seemed suddenly depressed. Raven brought her knees up and embraced them. What is it? Naruto asked. Raven looked at him, her lips curled up into a small smile. Isn't that what I just asked you? She asked, raising an eyebrow. Well, yeah, Naruto replied sheepishly. And did you answer? No, he muttered. Then why should I answer you? She asked. Because you wouldn't have come here unless you wanted to talk, Naruto shrugged. Raven smiled a bit more, but it soon turned into a frown. Naruto knew she wouldn't tell him, she was playing him, she knew he'd tell her what he had yet to tell anyone in this world, the reason for everybody's fear and hatred of him in his own world. Do you know what it's like to have something inside of you that you can't control? A power that consumes you when you least want it to? Asked Naruto. I do, said Raven, her voice was soft and honest, its crackly gruff which was usually present seemed to have lifted for a short period of time. Really, so you have a demon seal inside you with enough chakra to destroy the world and the intent to do so, said Naruto. Yes, although mine is not sealed, I was born with it, plus mine doesn't use chakra, Raven stated with a shrug. She seemed highly out of character in this moment, as if she were revealing a part of herself that no had understood before. How were you born with it? Naruto asked. From my father. Her voice suddenly returned to its hoarse state, and Naruto could almost hear the sizzle of hate in her body as she said those words. How did that happen? Who was he? Said Naruto. He knew he was treading on thin ice with such a subject, but his curiosity was getting the better of him. I'd rather not talk about it, said Raven with her head bowed. I understand, said Naruto, forcing himself to stop asking awkward questions. The last thing he wanted to do was get thrown off the top of a building. You've got one of the bijou inside of you, haven't you? Raven asked, her voice was once again soft and sincere. How could you tell? Naruto asked curiously. The look on your face when I mentioned them before, you went all wide-eyed and looked nervous, said Raven. Oh, began Naruto, am I that easy to read? Raven chuckled, it was the first time he had heard her laugh even in the slightest. So, which have you got? She asked. The worst, said Naruto with contempt. H.I.V.E, Raven stated knowingly, you must be powerful. Tell that to my senseis, they think I'm a screw-up, even my friends think so too, Naruto exclaimed. Well, from the way you faced Robin, I'd say they're pretty bad judges, said Raven. Thanks, Raven said Naruto with a slight smile. Naruto had the sudden urge to tell her something he never told anyone before, but before you could she got up. I've got to go, she said, looking reluctant to leave. Reluctant, or eager, Naruto couldn't tell. Raven appeared in her room from a portal in the roof. She tore off her cloths and replaced them back with her standard ones with the cape. Satisfied with the way she looked, she walked over to her bookcase. She didn't bother to look for the book she wanted, she merely held out her hand and the book floated into it. She laid her head down on her bed and began trying to read, Hidden Villages. But she found she couldn't concentrate, she kept thinking about Naruto. Why does he make me feel like this? She asked herself, do I like him? No. I do not, I won't think like that, I haven't thought like that since. Her mind fluttered back in recollection, Beast Boy. She forced the thoughts out of her head and forced herself to concentrate on reading. Thankfully, once the book took hold, she found it just that much easier to resist the butterflies she felt in her stomach every time she thought of Naruto. Robin and Cyborg were talking about what to do with Naruto. They knew he was far away from home and no doubt that wouldn't last out there without a guide, so what do you think? Asked Cyborg. About Naruto staying here? Asked Robin. Yeah, he doesn't seem like a threat, let the poor guy stay. Said Cyborg. Well, that's true, and he would make a good member of the team, but I'm a little concerned with him being a ninja, and all I mean they are assassins, and I found a bunch of shuriken in his pouch. I just don't want to take the chance that he kills his victims. We don't kill in this team. Said Robin, scratching his chin. Maybe he is a good ninja. Said Cyborg. Let's ask him, said Robin. Naruto was sitting in front of the TV looking at all the strange channels they have. Naruto was not surprised about the TV, his people have TV too, even phones and cars. He just couldn't believe the TV was so big and everything looked so advanced. If his friends found out that he was in the another world with superheroes they would be so jealous, but if he told them, who would believe him? Hey Naruto, can I ask you something? Said Robin, walking in the living room. Sure, you're a ninja, right? Yeah. You don't kill people, do you? What? No, I mean, well, no offense Robin, but if you asked me I wouldn't have told the truth anyway, but because I'm not a bad guy, hey, race the truth. I only kill if I must, but I try not to, but as a matter of fact I never killed anyone before, at least I don't think so, said Naruto. As a matter of fact he hasn't killed anyone, maybe once or twice, but never on purpose. His friends back at home on the other hand, they have taken some lives. Fair enough. But what about your ninja tools? Asked Robin, holding up Naruto's weapons. Oh well, I use those, but most people I fight mostly dodge them all the time. I never hit a good target anyway, said Naruto, scratching the back of his head. Why do you ask? Just to see if we could trust you, but you seem like a nice guy, and also we have decided that you can live with yous until we find a way to get you home, said Robin. Oh thanks, it should be interesting living here. Naruto was having the best time of his life, but still he missed home. All of a sudden a very loud noise that Naruto couldn't describe and was very annoying. It was the alarm, but Naruto didn't know that. All the Titans ran into the living room in a hurry like there was something wrong. Titans trouble, yelled Robin. They all ran out the door except Naruto, who didn't understand what was going on. Robin stopped for a second and turned his head towards Naruto, who stared blankly. Naruto, you stay here. We'll be right back, said Robin, and he left. When the alarm went off Naruto could finally hear himself. What did he say? I think I should follow them. Naruto then ran after them. The streets of Jump City. In the street of Jump City people were running from a giant rampaging man named Mammoth, and a little boy who had robotic spider legs coming out of backpack named Gizmo were walking in the streets looking for something but had a hard time looking for it. Gizmo gotten very annoyed at Mammoth's need for destruction, knowing it might cause attention to themselves. Mammoth picked up a hot dog cart and let all the hot dogs fall in his mouth and swallowed them all at once. That at the spot, said Mammoth, finishing his meal. You idiot, are you trying to attract unwanted attention? Yelled Gizmo. What? Gizmo slapped his own forehead. We are trying to not attract attention to ourselves. We need to find and capture Botherblood before. If you're looking for trouble, said a unknown voice. Gizmo turned around and saw the Teen Titans were right behind them. You got it, said Robin, folding his arms. Oh shit, it's the Teen Titans, said Gizmo, pointing at them. Mammoth cracked his knuckles and charged at the team of heroes. Titans go, yelled Robin. Starfire threw plasma balls at Mammoth. Each ball caused an explosion, but it wasn't enough to stop Mammoth's charge. Mammoth tackled Starfire into a wall that made a giant hole, then Starfire kicked Mammoth, which caused him to crash into a car. Gizmo was shooting rockets at Cyborg and Robin, which caused everything to blow up whatever those rockets touched. Raven flew out of the ground behind Gizmo. Azarath Metrians in AATH. Raven gotten tackled by a 50 red guys. Way to go, Billy, said Billy 1. You too, Billy, said Billy 2. You two did awesome, said Billy 3. Hey Billy, you want to have a little fun with Ghost Girl, said Billy 4. Both 50 bellies agreed, and when Raven started to get up, one of the bellies clones punched Raven in the face and the other gutted her. Raven was on her knees trying to get up from the pain, but then got kicked in the face, which made her nose squirt out blood. He. Hey Belly, I think you overdid it, said one of the belly clones, pointing at Raven, laughing. Beast Boy saw Raven getting hurt, so he ran to save her. Don't worry Raven, I'll WAA. Private H.I.V.E grabbed Beast Boy by the collar of his shirt while driving a motorcycle. Beast Boy was being dragged on the streets, then was thrown into a garbage can. Shit, said Beast Boy. Raven was surrounded by belly clones, taking a real beating. When felt rage was trying to take over her, she tried to crawl away as far as she can. I'm warning you, don't come any closer. Or what? Said one of the Billy clones. Or I have to kick your ass, said unknown voice behind them. Rasengan, yelled the unknown voice. Then all the Billy clones blew away from the strange explosion of wind, and each one of them fell into random places. Raven was wiping the blood from her nose, then saw Naruto reaching out his hand for her. Naruto grabbed Raven's hand and helped her up on her feet, and Raven noticed Naruto was smiling at her, which made Raven very curious. She hasn't seen a smile like that since she with Brett. Raven, are you okay? Asked Naruto. Raven snapped out of her memories of her past life, then looked at Naruto and nodded. Why yes, I am okay, said Raven. Let's go then, we better help your friends, said Naruto with a grin. Private H.I.V.E was riding on his motorcycle, then out of nowhere Naruto slammed his knee against Private H.I.V.E's face that caused him to fall off his motorcycle and landed on his back unconscious. Cyborg had Gizmo in a headlock until Gizmo used his jetpack fly then flied away with Cyborg still grabbing him. Cyborg. Yield Robin. Naruto threw a kuni at Gizmo's jetpack that caused the jetpack to explode. Gizmo got worried and tried to stay in control of where he was flying. Cyborg let go of Gizmo and was caught by a green pterosaurs, which is Beast Boy by the way. Gizmo lost control and landed somewhere in the zoo and crashed and fell in a pile of elephant poop. Mammoth was gonna jump on Robin until Naruto did a flip kick on Mammoth's lower jaw, Shadow Clone Jutsu. Yield Naruto and about 10 Naruto clones popped from smoke then charged at the giant. Mammoth rubbed his jaw charged at the blonde-headed clones. Mammoth managed to take out every single clone that stood in his way and each clone disappeared in puff of smoke, but none of the Narutos were the real. Mammoth failed to notice that the real Naruto was standing right behind him. Mammoth looked behind him and saw Naruto standing there with his arms crossed, growling. "I'm gonna squash you like a bug, punk," said Mammoth, then ran to give the orange ninja a mighty punch. Mammoth saw the blonde kid making some kind of ball of energy in his hand. "This is a very weak version of my Rasengan, so it shouldn't kill you, but I do suggest to go to the hospital after this," said Naruto, getting ready. Mammoth yielded while charging at Naruto, and when he was a foot away from the orange ninja, Naruto pushed the ball of energy against the giant's belly then thrust it. Mammoth felt a huge amount of pain he never felt before in his life. Mammoth blasted off from the ball of energy and crashed into a trunk. Mammoth couldn't move his body, so he clasped on the trunk. The Titans were shocked at the orange ninja. Naruto almost took down every single H.I.V.E member. Well, they helped too, but you know. Naruto looked at his new friends and gave them a thumbs up while grinning at them. "Well, I guess my training finally paid off," said Naruto with a chuckle. Cyborg, Booyah. Starfire, glories. Beast Boy, dude. Naruto was getting cheers from all of them. Raven gave Naruto a small smile. She knew that there was goodness in him, but still if that Ninetales ever got out the whole city would be in danger. "Way to go Naruto," said Robin, giving Naruto a pat on the back. Naruto scratched the back of his head and smiled at all of them, and for the first time Naruto didn't even hear one word of being an idiot or a loser, just the word hero. However, Naruto and the Titans didn't realize that they were being watched by a hidden camera. Unknown. In a dark domain, Slade was sitting on his throne watching the Titans and the new hero chatting with each other. It has been years since the Titans last saw him, but now he is ready to make a comeback. "Computer, what is the information on the new hero?" asked Slade. "Origins unknown," said the computer. Oh well, I might as well get ready, but first I must give them a message," said Slade. "Dad? Am I ready to kill them now?" asked an unknown voice from the shadows. "Patience, sweetie, or I should say revenger," said Slade. Titans Tower. Robin was setting up a meeting with the Titans and Naruto. He called everybody to the leaving room for something important, which probably have something to do with what happened back at the fight. "Alright team, it turn out Brother Blood is behind this, so we need to find him and catch him," said Robin. "Wait, hold up. Why are we going after Brother Blood? Last we saw him he was in pieces," said Cyborg. "H.I.V.E couldn't be the one behind this," said Raven, noticing that this was not making any sense. Naruto didn't understand what was going on, so he had to butt in. "Who's Brother Blood?" asked Naruto. "Brother Blood is another bad man who ran a school for teen super criminals," said Starfire. "Which for his academy fell apart when we took it down," said Robin. Cyborg couldn't shake the feeling that someone else was behind this, but who? "Wait, remember what Gizmo said? It didn't seem like they were looking for Brother Blood to rescue him." "How do you know that?" asked Robin. "Because last time I saw him he lost all his power, his school and even his body, so how could anyone do anything in that kind of situation?" Cyborg exclaimed. "He has a point," Raven agreed. "So wait, should we dude?" asked Beast Boy. Robin walked toward the computer and looked through the map. "We have to find Brother Blood." "Dude, no one has seen him in years, how are we going to find him?" asked Cyborg. "There is only one place he could be, and that's the old H.I.V.E Academy," answered Robin, pointing at the map of where the old academy is. "Naruto, because of your impressive skills it would be great if you come along," asked Robin. Naruto nodded yes and was excited to fight alongside superheroes. Naruto knew he would no longer fight for his village but for justice itself. Are you kidding me? Of course I'll join you guys. Believe it, said Naruto, giving them a thumbs up. Alright then Titans, let's go. Jump City's sewers. Yuck, you guys should have told me that we were going to the sewers, said Naruto holding his nose. Sorry Naruto, it slipped my mind, said Robin. The sewers went on for miles. It was hard to tell when they were going to get there. Naruto and Beast Boy were both getting tired already of the smell, so they both putted on some nose plugs. The Titans were waiting at the H.I.V.E entrance waiting Naruto when he got stuck on something, but unfortunately the Titans can't get the door open. It hasn't been penned since the whole place came down on itself. Naruto and Raven finally came and saw that the door was too messed up to open. Hey guys, what's up? Asked Naruto. Hey Naruto, glad you could make it, but it turns out we can't get this door to open, said Robin. Naruto examined the big metal door knowing that it won't open, which leaves one solution. You guys might want to stand back, said Naruto, warning everyone to get out of the way. Naruto made a bright ball of wind in his hand and charged at the door and jumped in full speed and pushed the bright ball against the door. He thrust the ball of wind with full force, which blew the door completely open. Glories. Dude, you took the whole door down. Nice work Naruto, now let's get inside, said Robin. Everybody went inside including Naruto. Old abandoned H.I.V.E Academy. Inside the academy the whole place was in ruins, nothing but dust. This brought the Titans back many memories. Cyborg remembered when he went undercover as Stone just to spy on Brother Blood. What happened here? Asked Naruto. We took it down, Robin said simply, but it was a long time ago. I don't remember how we took it down. The Titans went to the control room to see if Brother Blood could be there. Starfire took the door down and noticed the room was pitch black. Starfire used her powers to create some green light above her hand. Robin began to see someone sitting on the master chair, so Robin whispered them to get closer. When they got closer they all gasped and saw before them Brother Blood, but half of his body was gone. Naruto examined Brother Blood's looks. He looked like a half-metal man just like Cyborg, but red, and he looked very banged up. His legs were gone. His left arm was gone and he was hooked up on a machine which looks like it's keeping him alive. Brother Blood? Asked Robin. Brother Blood looked at his old enemies with an evil venomous grin. Hello Titans. How long has it been? What the hell happened to you? Asked Cyborg. What do you think happened? You tore my whole body apart and left me to die, said Brother Blood. But you probably don't remember that way, but who cares? All you need to know is that I'm no longer the leader of the H.I.V.E anymore, said Brother Blood. Why would you tell us this? Asked Robin. Because Robin, I need your help. My entire H.I.V.E is hunting me down and trying to kill me, said Brother Blood, coughing up blood. And why the hell should we trust you? Asked Cyborg, folding his arms. Yeah, you've been trying to destroy us for years, said Robin. I understand you might find it hard to believe. We have been enemies for so long, but now I fear the worst is about to come. What do you mean? Asked Robin. Your other so-called Titans have been missing across the globe. Cough, cough, said Brother Blood, coughing off blood. The Titans gasped and Robin became enraged by this. How do you know this exactly? Asked Robin. I've saw what they were planning, said Brother Blood. So if you're no longer the leader of the H.I.V.E, then who is? Asked Raven. One of my old H.I.V.E students named Zazala, said Brother Blood. Naruto was getting serious and walked up to Brother Blood and gripped his collar and pulled him close. Where is she? Asked Naruto. I don't know. She moved my school somewhere else. I'm not really sure, said Brother Blood. Then Brother Blood's eyes snapped open when he heard a noise from the distance. They are here. Naruto and the Teen Titans looked behind them and saw 100 H.I.V.E drones with jet packs floating above them. They were men dressed in armor with only the color and yellow. The ones who didn't were the big ones with the giant metal axes. The smaller ones that floated were the one with the laser guns. The other had metal claws and others had yellow machine guns with them. Titans go! Yield! Robin, Naruto and the Titans charged at the army of H.I.V.E droids. Sting them, said one of the drones. Robin pulled out his metal staff and hit every drone that stood in his way. 16 drones dog piled on Beast Boy, who turned into a gorilla, got the drones off of him. Starfire threw plasma balls at many drones as she can. Cyborg's shoulder pads open up and shot out missiles that flew at a group of drones. Kaboom! 25 drones were destroyed from the explosion from the missiles. Cyborg then punched one drone's head off, then punched another one that charged at him. Raven used her magic to cause 50 drones to automatically explode. One drone jumped one Raven back and tossed Raven with some kind of device. Raven fell to the floor shaking with electricity in her body, and when the drone was gonna finish her off, Naruto head locked the drone from behind and stabbed the drones deep in its neck with his kuni knife. The drone fell to the ground next to Raven and Raven slowly got up, but then Naruto helped her up on her feet. "Thank you, Naruto," said Raven with a small smile. "Just be careful, Raven, I can't be there to help you all the time," said Naruto, scratching the back of his head. Naruto then shot his head behind him when he released that Beast Boy was yelling in pain while being punched in the by a huge drone with an axe. The punch from the drone was causing Beast Boy spraying a shower of green blood all over the drone's hands. "Guys, help." Beast Boy was choking from his own blood. Naruto jumped on the giant drone's back, which caused the drone to drop Beast Boy and tried to get Naruto off his back. Naruto placed a paper bomb on the drone's back and jumped off and grazed Beast Boy and fled from the explosion. Naruto and the Titans were done with the H.I.V.E droids. They were all defeated. "Alright. Dudes, we did it," Beast Boy said, jumping up in the air. All you did was get your butt kicked," Cyborg said, grinning. "I did not," Beast Boy argued. "Knock it off, guys, it doesn't matter. We need to find Brother Blood, he is missing," said Robin. The Titans looked around and Brother Blood was gone. "Well, wherever he is, I don't think we've seen the last of him," said Naruto. Titans Tower. Naruto and the Titans came back home. Cyborg, Beast Boy and Starfire were excited on how Naruto fought tonight. They kept talking to Naruto on the moves he did back there. "Dude, I can't believe you took down so many bad guys in one night. You really are a ninja. I mean, you were all like bang. Then you were like boom. And then you were like RAA. And no matter how many times you got hit, you just kept going," said Beast Boy, being very excited. Thanks Beast Boy, but it was nothing really. Besides, I'm more impressed than in you guys. I mean, I never seen so many awesome moves like that in my life. It's kinda of a great honor to fight alongside you guys," said Naruto, scratching the back of his head. "It's been a long night for the Titans, but now it was time for bed." "Alright, let's get some shut-eye," said Cyborg. "You guys get some rest. I'm going to look up everything too about Zazala," said Robin. "Hey Cyborg, about you show Naruto to his room?" "Got it," said Cyborg. Naruto followed Cyborg to his room. When they got there, Cyborg showed Naruto his new room. It wasn't much, it was pretty much empty. All there was a simple bed and big windows with a great view of the city. "I know it isn't much, but it's just for tonight, and don't worry, we'll find a way for you to get back home," said Cyborg. Naruto took his jacket off and pulled the sheets and laid on the bed. This day was the greatest day of his life. He made some awesome new friends and even made new enemies, and for the first time it's like a special mission that none of his friends back home have. It's like he is moving up in the world, but still he wishes he was back home right now. Raven's Dairy. "Dear Dairy, I noticed a lot of things around the city are changing. Not only that we made a new friend, but new enemies are rising. This new hero that we never seen before crashed here from another world. His name is Naruto Uzumaki, and for some reason I can't stop looking at him. This guy is wild and loud, and for some other reason I feel different when I'm around him, and I think it has something to do with the nine-tailed fox. Maybe it's not the fox, maybe it's me. I could have feelings for this guy. No, I shouldn't think like that, it would never work out." Titan's Tower. Naruto felt the sun shining in his face through the window. Naruto got up and putted the cloths back on. Naruto ran out his room upstairs into the living room. When Naruto got there, everybody else was already awake. "Good morning, everyone," said Naruto with a bright smile. "Morning, friend Naruto," said Starfire with her bright smile. "Good morning, man," said Cyborg while waving at Naruto. "Morning, dude," said Beast Boy. Naruto noticed that Cyborg was making breakfast and Raven was sitting on the floor leaning on the counter. "So what's on the menu, Cyborg?" asked Naruto, sitting on the chair. "Just some pancakes," said Cyborg. What's a pancake?" asked Naruto, scratching his head. "You never had a pancake before? Man, things must be very different in your world," said the shocked Cyborg. here try it. Cyborg seated the plate of pancake in front of Naruto. It smelled pretty good, so Naruto took the fork and took a bite out of it. Hey, not bad, said Naruto. Robin was looking at the computer, looking at H.I.V.E. files. It seems that whoever was Zazala was one of the best students Brother Blood ever had. There was no picture of her according to the files. She left the H.I.V.E. and after that was considered missing. There has many other considered missing from all over the world, so it must be Zazala's doing. Calling Aqualad to Robin. Calling Aqualad to Robin. The screen changed, a person showed up on the screen. The guy had black eyes, he had a nice haircut and wore blue tights. This is Robin. What seems to be the problem? Asked Robin, talking to the screen. Speedy and Kid Flash have gone missing. We looked everywhere for them. We even tried to look for clues, but we haven't found a single one. It's like they just vanished from existence, said the fish boy. Really? Well, it turns out we know who's behind it. A woman named Zazala has taken over the H.I.V.E., but according to the files she's been missing for years. She could be behind all these disappearances, said Robin, scratching his chin. I hope you're right. I just got note that Hotspot, Wildebeest and Panda have been missing too, said Aqualad. What? Said Robin in total shock. Hey, why is Bird Boy talking to the TV? Asked Naruto, looking a bit confused. So anyway, Robin, I suggest you and your team get here. We really need your help, asked Aqualad. Alright, call all the rest of the Titans and tell them we'll meet them there, Robin ordered. Good. Aqualad out. Then the screen turned back to the channel that was on earlier. What you think happened to them? They couldn't have just run away, right? Asked Cyborg. The Titans were worried. How could anyone disappear like that? Cyborg, get the T-Jet up and running, asked Robin. Can't, it's still out of commission from when we used it last time, you know, when Beast Boy smashed off one of the wings, he said, eyeing Beast Boy accusingly. What? Dude, that was so totally not my fault. I was being chased. It was a complete accident, Beast Boy said, trying to defend himself. But you still broke it, Cyborg said cheerfully. Dude, why are you so against me lately? He cried and stormed away. Will you two knock it off? Said Grumpy Raven. Alright team, we have to go Steel City to meet up with the other Titans, so pack your things, we are leaving at dawn. And Cyborg, get the T-car up and running, said Robin. The other Titans went to their rooms to pack, all except for Naruto. Well, he had nothing to pack. Hey Naruto, how about you come with us? We could use your help, said Robin. I would love to, but I need you guys to get back home, said Naruto. Don't worry Naruto, I promise we will get you back home, but for now we need your help. So are you with yous? Asked Robin. Naruto was a little worried about this. It's been 2 days since he left and he should have back home by now, but would Konoha would have to wait. Naruto nodded in agreement and gave Robin a thumbs up. Excellent, said Robin. Later on, Naruto was on the roof of the tower looking at the blue sky. Back at Konoha he could always hear birds chirping, the wind blowing, even people talking, but in this city there was none of that. All Naruto could hear was cars moving and peeping at one another and those metal bird things called airplanes flying around the sky. It was all new for Naruto. Naruto was worried about his friends. What if the Akatsuki attacked the village by now? What could Naruto about it if he is not there for them? They're probably wondering where he is at by now. Naruto thought for a moment, but then something else came to mind. Will they miss him? Will they worry? Would Sakura want him back? Naruto thought hard, but then felt a sharp pain in his head. It was so painful that Naruto clutched his head. He fell into the ground unconscious. Flashback. Land of Fire / Konoha, a village hidden in Leaf. Naruto was 4 years old when he was living at the orphanage. Back then he wasn't a troublemaker, but that all changed when he started to live on his own. Naruto, Fukami, the owner of the orphanage, called from down in her office. Naruto quickly scurried down from his bedroom and made his way down to her, as she never liked when he wouldn't be fast enough. He had learned that on many occasions and he didn't want to get hurt again. Yes, Fukami, he questioned as soon as he entered the room. Now, she was a very plump woman, and she was middle-aged and single. But she looked older as she was starting to get gray hair entwining with the dark brown color it had originally been. The older kids had said it was that way from all the stress she's been through. At least, that's what Naruto had heard from the sidelines. She had nice blue eyes though to go with it that were very enchanting. And she would have been an excellent escort for any man if they would have chosen her when she was younger. She turned around as soon as she heard his voice. "Now, Naruto." She smiled at him, and he didn't like it at all. It was always meant for Naruto if he didn't do what she wanted. And then he'd be getting a beating from her if he did it wrong. None of the other children ever received this sinister smile of Fukami's. "Today, we are having a special guest coming here. You know what to do, right?" "Yes, ma'am," Naruto said as he looked down at his feet. "Repeat it to me," she ordered. "I am not to leave my room, I am not to contact with the guest. If he or she were to enter my room, I was to hide. I wouldn't make a sound when I am up in my room either," he recited, his voice blank of emotion. "Very good," she replied. "Now, are there any questions?" She glared at him, her eyes saying that if he did, he wouldn't get an answer anyway. He shook his head. "Now, go to your room before he gets here." Naruto then started running up to his room, and Naruto sighed when he entered it. He was going to be very lonely up in his room. He had no friends, as the owner of the orphanage wouldn't allow him to have any, and he didn't have any kind of toys up here since all of them went to the other children first. There never was enough for him when she came to the end of the line. As Fukami would always say, he also didn't have anything to color on, as that was his favorite activity because he loved art. It was one of the times that he was liable to escape the world he was in. He didn't have any learning materials either, meaning he couldn't read or write, unlike some of the other kids in the orphanage. The others around his age were starting to learn, and it always made him sad that he couldn't learn also. "Welcome," Fukami's voice carried throughout the orphanage, and Naruto heard as all of the other children started to run towards the new person, as not many people come, only a few a year at the best. There was a chorus of greetings, and he was sure that Fukami was making them look their best for the guest. Naruto just sighed as he listened to all the action that was happening for a little while before he crawled into his bed, thinking he'd be able to have a nap as the visitors never come up to his room. Fukami would always steer them away from it before they even got the chance to think about it. None of them were ever stubborn enough even to defy her. Naruto had always thought that was a stupid rule, but he had to say it in front of her, or she would hurt him. She had had him memorize the rules when he was only 2, and now he was 4. Naruto had fallen asleep by the time that the man and Aoi had made it to the 3rd floor of the orphanage. The man saw the door and he was instantly curious. As she had never informed him of any more children or rooms than the ones she had already. "What is up there?" he questioned. Then he stopped, looking as if he could see through the door with his own eyes. "There is nothing, just a dumb cat we keep locked up." Fukami smiled sweetly at him, but in the inside, she was worried. This was the first time that the demon had ever really obeyed her and had actually stayed in his room. She wasn't about to let it slip now when she was so close to being able to actually get a bite from this stranger. All of the others were able to actually see Naruto when they were taking a tour of the living environments. She was worried that this would spoil her chances of having one of the little girls being adopted, as this man said that his wife had an interest in having a little girl, and he had wanted to see them before she was told about them, just to see if he'd actually like having this girl around in his house since his wife wasn't able to bear any children of her own. "I'd just like to check and make sure though, because you never know when you come to these kinds of places," the man started. "Besides, I had heard rumors and I would like to see for myself if they were actually true." "What are these rumors, if I may ask?" Fukami questioned, concerned that this rumor would be about Naruto, the demon in her mind, that was staying here. She didn't want any bad business because of him, but he always seemed to come into the loop somehow. "It's just like squats out in the streets." He waved it off as he started walking up the stairs towards the room. "Let me just check if it's locked," the owner suggested. "You never know with the attic really. I mean, I usually keep it locked just in case the children would be running around. I wouldn't want anything to happen to them. They are all sweethearts, and it would just break my heart if it were to happen, especially to Aiko. She's the cutest little thing." Aoi had noticed that the man had lingered when Aiko came in concern. She was only 3, but every villager that came here loved her. It was always the demon brat that got in the way of her being adopted though. It was such a shame in Aoi's eyes. Fukami rapped the doorknob a couple of times, just to make a show that the door was locked when it truly wasn't. "You see," Fukami smiled before she started walking down the stairs again, expecting the visitor to follow her. "The door is locked, trust me when I say that you have nothing to." She turned when she heard a noise behind her, and she watched as the man walked into the room. "Sir." But it was too late. "The demon boy," he yelled as he quickly scurried down the stairs. She hustled up the stairs to find Naruto rubbing his eyes and looking confused as he lay in bed. She glared at him before she quickly ran after the visitor. A minute later, Naruto quickly tried to run down the stairs to escape the fury of the owner, but he was too late. Fukami came charging at him from the other end of the hallway, and he tried to get to his room as quickly as possible, but Fukami caught his leg as soon as he was going to enter the room. "Get down here, you little brat!" she yelled as she flung him behind her. He cried out in pain as soon as he hit his head. Tears started streaming down his face. "Don't you dare act like you can cry, because I know that demons can't." She slapped him in the face, but that only increased his sobbing state. "Go." What? He sobbed his question, looking up at her with confusion and tears in his eyes. Fukami had trouble not believing the tears were real, but she kept thinking to herself that this was the demon of Konoha, and it had to get away from here. "Leave this place, and never come back here again," she growled, shoving him towards the stairs that led downstairs. He quickly scurried off the floor and he started running toward the exit of the building, crying the whole way. The other children looked on him with pity as they saw him leave, and they all wished him the best of luck in the outside world, as this had never happened before to any of them. "Wait, please. I am sorry, I didn't mean to. Just don't leave me alone." Little Naruto begged for her to not kick him out. "Don't worry, the Hokage will find out what to do with you," said Fukami. Then she slammed the door shut, leaving the poor boy in the rain. Flashback ended. Naruto felt a hand on chest shaking him. Naruto slowly opened his eyes and heard a female voice calling his name. Naruto's vision was fussy, but when it cleared he saw Raven. "Naruto, are you okay?" asked Raven. Naruto slowly got up, not knowing what just happened. Raven helped him up on his feet and she helped walk him inside. Naruto and Raven walked down the stairs heading to the main room. Naruto was disturbed about the memory he just remembered. He had forgotten that day when he was left alone. Naruto looked at Raven and it turns out she is the only one who truly understands him. "Raven, have you ever been left alone before when you were a child?" said Naruto. Raven nodded. No, but my mother did abandon me once." Naruto was shocked at the response. "Why?" Raven had a sad look in her face and only said one thing, "My father." Naruto didn't understand the full story about Raven and her father, but he knew it was a sensitive subject for her. When Naruto and Raven got the main room, they both gasped at what they saw. The Titans were on the floor, either dead or unconscious, they couldn't tell. All of a sudden Naruto and Raven felt a dart hit them and they clasped on the floor unconscious. Naruto slowly opened his eyes. His vision was fussy but then he realized he was strapped to a chair. He looked around and saw his new friend strapped to chairs just like he is. Naruto tried to struggle to get free, but then he heard a voice. "I wouldn't do that if I were you, mate," said an unknown British voice. Naruto looked up and saw a man with a fancy cane with red hair with small fancy glasses. The man was at least in his 30s or 40s, Naruto couldn't tell. He wore a blue suit with a black tie with fancy new shoes. To Naruto this man seemed very strange. The Titans slowly woke up and they noticed that they were captured. Robin looked up and saw a familiar face. "Mad Mod?" said Robin. "Hello again, ducks. As you can see, you're back in school," said Mad Mod with a grin on his face, "and I see we also have a new student." Maid point the can at Naruto. "Who the hell are you?" said enraged Naruto. "The name's Mad Mod, new student," said Mad Mod. Then he pressed the button on his cane and chair started to electrocute Naruto. Naruto, yelled Robin and Raven. "Now things have changed since the last time you Wonkas came here, so now things will more different than last time," said the crazy red-headed teacher. "How are things different?" "This is like a replay as last time," said Robin trying to get out. "Oh, you'll see," said Mad Mod. "Yo, come on, this is getting old," said Cyborg. "When I get out of here I am gonna hang you by your underwear on a flagpole," screamed Naruto, shaking the chair left and right. "I would love to see you try," said Mad Mod, but then thought about it. Scratch that, I don't want to see you try." Ring. Ring. Time to get to class, ducks," said Mad Mod while he pressed the button on his cane that opened the trap doors. Then everybody fell in. Starfire. Ga-wah. Cyborg. Wah-wah-wah. Beast Boy. Oh. Raven. Robin. "I'm gonna gety you. Naruto woke up and he was still sitting on a chair. he noticed he was in a plain white room. He looked down and saw that he was on one platform and the rest of the floor was covered in water and also infested with sharks. "Alright, Naruto, Uzumaki class is now in sensation," said Mad Mod. Naruto looked around and didn't see Mad Mod anywhere. "Now let's see what makes you tick," said Mad Mod. The walls turned into some kind of weird twirls. "Wah, what is this? Is this some kind of genjutsu?" Naruto didn't pay attention and tried to get loose, but he didn't want to tip over the chair because of the sharks. A kuni fell from his sleeves and landed on his hand and Naruto began to cut the rope. Naruto finally got free and saw a big air vent above him and it was big enough for him to fit in. He jumped high and busted the vent open, then jumped the second time, got inside the vent. "Oh bollocks, I knew I should have covered that," yelled Mad Mod. Naruto crawled around the air tunnel and finally found a way out. He saw light, so he kicked the air vent and jumped out. Naruto looked around and noticed that he was in the place that him and his friends were held in. "Well, Naruto, I guess I underestimated you," said Mad Mod, who is nowhere to be found. It was like his voice was in the air. "Where are my friends?" yelled Naruto. "Your friends are in class where you should be," said Mad Mod. A big TV screen came down from the ceiling, turned on, then Naruto saw Raven being strapped to a metal table with two round saws slowly coming down at her. Raven tried to get free, but for some reason she couldn't use her magic. It was like this room she was in was mute to all magic. "Let her go, Mad Mod," yelled Naruto. "If you want her so bad, then come and get her," Mad Mod said. Then 5 doors randomly appeared before Naruto. "What the hell? How can I tell which one she's in?" asked Naruto. "It's up to you to find out, ninja boy." Naruto had to follow his gut on this one in order to save Raven from getting her head sliced off. Naruto turned the knob from one of the doors and slowly opened it. Naruto saw another door across the hallway, so he walked towards the other door, but then, something happened. Naruto started to feel very woozy and started to feel that sharp pain in his head again. Naruto fell on the floor unconscious again. Warning: this scene is a bit disturbing. Naruto woke up in a dark place and saw a spotlight of Sakura and the Rookie 9 staring at Naruto. "Sakura. Kiba. Tenten. Choji," said Naruto, not believing what he was seeing. Naruto got up and walked toward his old friends, Hinata, Shikamaru. "Ino, it's me, Naruto." Naruto smiled with such joy, but little did he know what he was seeing. Sakura stared at Naruto blankly, and as matter of fact they all did. "I'm glad you guys are here. I need your help. A friend of mine named Raven is in trouble." The Rookie 9 just stood there and said nothing. "What's the matter with you guys? It's me, Naruto, your friend." Sakura grabbed Naruto's collar and stabbed Naruto in the gut. Naruto saw a lot blood coming out and Sakura pushed the glad deeper inside Naruto and took 2 hands and opened the cut wide open, showing his organs. Susuker, Ga, Rug, Wi. Naruto couldn't believe what was happening. Sakura just used her super strength to open his body. "Sorry you had to find out this way, Naruto, but we were never your friends, and no matter how much you tried to win our friendship, it couldn't erase the memories of our loved ones who died 15 years ago," said Sakura, not feeling any pity of what she just did. "H.I.G.G.A. Gur, I'm so sore, huh?" Naruto couldn't talk with the river of blood coming out of his mouth and the pain he just experienced. "Naruto, you do realize that you are a slave to the Leaf Village, right?" said Sakura. "That's what Jinchuriki are, Naruto. They are slaves to their village and it's impossible for them to become Hokage. However, Gaara from the Hidden Sand was lucky, but you on the other hand, it's not likely," said Sakura. "And no, please." Naruto tried to speak, but it was too much pain and blood and he felt very cold, like death himself was about to touch him. "I think it would be better for you to be put down right away," said Sakura. Then she punched Naruto through his chest and pulled his heart out. "Gah! Those were Naruto's last words before he died. Flashback. "Are you sure I can't convince you to reconsider, and did you have to kick out Naruto and leaving him all alone?" Sarutobi sighed into his hands as he stared at the young, and obviously fuming, woman in front of him. In all his years as Hokage, that boy was hands down the greatest challenge of his career. Absolutely not. Either he goes, or I do. Fukami's eyes flicked over her face, analyzing every last detail, from the slight blush that was just barely visible on her cheeks, to the look of violation and sheer rage in her eyes. The better part of 5 decades of ninja training told him that the boy had seriously overstepped the line this time. What, exactly, has he done wrong this time? What did he do? He didn't have to do anything, it's just because of the demon the other children can't get adopted. The woman screamed back at him before her hands clamped swiftly over her mouth in realization of what she had just yelled out loud. Fukami, I've told you before not to call Naruto a demon in my presence. Forgive me Hokage, but if you will not do something about this, then I have to resign. I don't think we need to be that hasty, I'll deal with the situation first thing in the morning. Now for the time being, please return to the orphanage. It's not safe to leave the children unsupervised like this after all. Of course, Hokage. Fukami bowed low and hurried out of his office. An hour later the Hokage found Naruto outside of the orphanage curled up like a ball trying to keep warm from last night's rain. Naruto. Old man. Naruto literally flung himself out of the corner he was huddled in and wrapped his arms around Hiruzen with an almost frightening speed. The boy had amazing talent. If only he could learn to control it. Hello, Naruto-chan. He wrapped one hand around the boy and ruffled his unruly hair with the other. He really did look exactly like his father. It was such a shame that he couldn't put everyone in their place by revealing his heritage. Naruto, how would you like to leave here and live on your own? He had to repress a grimace when he watched Naruto's eyes brighten at the prospect of getting out of the orphanage. No 4-year-old boy should feel that living on his own is an improvement. Really? That would be awesome. Naruto shouted and jumped into the air, much to Hiruzen's delight at seeing the boy bounce back from whatever had happened the night before. Alright then, let's go get you an apartment. He smiled down at the boy as he led him to the way. An hour later they got there. This is amazing. You mean I really get to stay here? I don't have to ever go back to the orphanage. Naruto shouted excitedly as he bounced around the modest apartment. It wasn't much, it certainly wasn't anything spectacular, but it was a roof over his head and everything inside at least functioned. That's right, Naruto, this can be your apartment if you want, but you'll need to take care of it, alright? He gave the boy a small smile as he watched his head bob up and down. I want to be a ninja just like you, old man. Naruto smiled as he ran around his new apartment. He still couldn't believe he didn't have to spend any more time in that filthy orphanage where everyone hated him. Things were finally looking up. Of course, Naruto, I'll see to it that you're on the roster for the next class at the academy. Hey old man. Does this mean I can do what I want now? Asked Naruto. To a degree Naruto, but I'll have people checking in on you from time to time. You won't see them, but we'll be watching you, so try not to get into trouble, okay? He gave the boy a small smile. Bye Naruto, and I hope you have a better life from now on. Old man, who were my parents? Asked Naruto. The Hokage said nothing but walked away. Naruto was hungry. It had been a week since he got his apartment, and the food that the Hokage and he had gotten was gone, and the old man wasn't supposed to visit again for another 3 days. Left with no other option, Naruto had to venture out and go shopping on his own. Thankfully, the Hokage had thought to leave him his allowance for the month, so he at least had a little bit of money he could use to buy groceries with. After making sure the door to his apartment was securely closed and locked, Naruto began making his way toward the market district. He smiled at everyone he met. Sometimes he even waved at them as he passed. To him life could not get any better, but he completely failed to notice all of the glares he was getting in return. The first stall Naruto decided to stop at was a small fruit stand. He always did love apples. At least he loved the few he had managed to get from the other kids' lunches when they weren't looking. Naruto spotted a bright red juicy looking one and picked it up. Excuse me miss, how much does this apple cost? Naruto had to repeat himself a few times before the elderly woman running the stall heard him and turned around. They're not for sale. The women gave him a cold stare and snatched the apple out of his hands. What? But you just sold one a few minutes ago. His confusion was written across his face as he tried to figure out what was wrong with this crazy old lady. They're not for sale, to you, the woman repeated herself, putting extra emphasis on the last couple words. Why? I just wanted to buy an apple. Naruto couldn't figure out why she just wouldn't sell him an apple. Get lost. In the time that he had spent thinking, the woman had come around her stall and was brandishing a broom. Naruto had to duck a few times to avoid it as he made a hasty exit. The yells of the crazy lady following him the entire way. Geez, I just wanted an apple, maybe the other stores will be better, at least he hoped they would be. Sadly, luck was not on Naruto's side, and every place he went, he received similar treatment. One person even threw rotten vegetables at him. He was starting to think that everyone just hated him, but he had finally found a stand that was willing to sell him some food. It cost him his entire month's worth of allowance. But he was now happily strolling back to his new apartment with a large bag under each arm. Naruto was so happy to have some real food that he wasn't paying attention at all to where he was going, and walked right into someone's leg, dropping his bags in the process. "Hey! Watch where you're going. I'm sorry, I wasn't looking in front of me, I didn't mean to bump into you, mister." The man stared down at the boy who had just knocked into him. He knew the boy looked familiar, but he wasn't able to place him until he noticed the whisker-shaped scars on his cheeks. "Sorry. I don't think you're sorry enough, demon," the man shouted as he walked over to Naruto's groceries and stomped on them. "My food. Now what am I supposed to eat?" Naruto watched with tears in his eyes as the man ground his entire month's worth of money and food into the dusty street. "You should have thought about that before you slammed into me. Maybe this will teach you some damn manners." The man laughed and gave the bags one last kick for good measure before strolling down the street as if nothing had happened, leaving Naruto to salvage whatever was left. All of his food in the bags was ruined, and the few things that had rolled out of the way were muddy and getting kicked around by the heavy foot traffic. In the end, he wasn't even able to salvage a single item that he had bought. Hungry and broke, Naruto ran towards his apartment complex, tears streaming down his face as he tried to put as much distance between him and the street his food was now laying in. He was so upset that he completely missed the intersection his street was on, and kept on running, now hopelessly lost. He finally collapsed in the alley next to some sort of food stand. Could you go take out the garbage for me, please?" "Sure thing, Dad." Naruto had heard the voices, but they didn't really register with him. The only word he had really heard was, "Dad," and that had just sent him into another fit of crying. He was so lost in his thoughts that he didn't even see the teenage girl throw a bag of garbage over his head and into the barrel next to him. "Oh my! Daddy, there's a boy back here, and he's crying." "What? Better bring him inside, dear. No sense in him crying out in some dirty old alley when he can do it in here and at least be up off of the ground." The older voice from before called back out to his daughter. "All right." The girl yelled back in response before turning back to the sobbing mass of blonde hair in front of her. "Hey, you all right?" She gently nudged the boy, who seemed to not even notice she was there. "I'm talking to you, you know. The least you could do is respond." I am shook the boy's shoulder a little harder to try and get a response from him. She was hoping to get him to look up at her, but instead he just flinched away from her hand and curled up even tighter. "Fine. Be that way, but I'm not just going to let you sit out here in the dirt. You're coming inside whether you like it or not." She reached out and gently tried to pick the boy up. He resisted at first, but when he realized he had nowhere to go he gave up and let the girl carry him inside. "Here he is, Dad. I don't know what's wrong with him though. He wouldn't even look at me when I talked to him. He didn't even respond. I had to pick him up just to get him to move at all." She gently placed the curled-up boy onto the stool in the corner and sat down next to him, amazed at how he managed to balance on the stool yet stay curled up at the same time. "Come on now, can you tell us what's wrong?" the older man asked from across the counter as he looked down at the obviously upset child. "I like your shirt, is that a frog?" I.M. rubbed his back gently in an attempt to cheer him up. She was absolutely delighted to see his head nod slightly in response to her question. "My name's I.M., what's yours?" Naruto sniffled, his head still buried in his arms. "That's such a pretty name. Can you tell us why you're so upset, Naruto-chan?" Naruto shook his head violently, almost slipping off of the stool in the process. "Naruto, no one here is going to be mad at you, I promise." Naruto immediately looked up into the eyes of the older man. You promise?" "I do, my name is Tucci." The man nodded. He looked nice enough, his short brown hair was just starting to streak with gray, and his eyes were warm and welcoming. Unlike the usual cold stares that he normally got. Some guy ruined all of my food and now I don't have anything to eat," the boy managed to choke out between sobs. "That's horrible." I.M. commented as she tried to comfort the blonde. No one should treat a child like that. Tucci knew the reason, of course, but that wasn't an excuse to heap abuse onto an innocent child. "Tell you what, how about I cook you up my super special ramen? I don't have any money. I spent it all on that food." "Don't worry about it, Naruto, this one is on the house." Toochie's heart almost broke at the look of sheer relief that spread over the boy's face. Thank you, Toochie. Naruto bowed low in his seat, his forehead almost touching the counter. He usually hated having to be polite, but Toochie was the first person to show him any kindness at all outside of the old man, so he felt that he deserved it. Now, enough of that, Toochie is just fine, the man laughed. Just give me a few minutes and I'll have your ramen ready, the man added as he turned around to begin work. Are you feeling better now, Naruto? I.M asked as she got her first good look at the boy. He would have been extremely cute if it weren't for the weird whisker-shaped scars on his face and the fact that his clothes were way too large for his malnourished frame. A little. Naruto nodded. That's good, why don't you come in back with me, and we'll get you cleaned up while Dad works on your lunch, okay? I.M quickly glanced at her father to make sure it was all right before grabbing Naruto's hand and dragging him back into the small house that was attached to the back of the stand. Here we go, why don't you go wash up while I clean these for you? I.M asked as she opened the door to their bathroom. Naruto nodded, and handed her his torn shirt and his muddy pants before closing the door. Dad, his clothes are all torn up and ripped like more than a little street fight would get them. I think we still have some of your little cousin's clothes in those boxes in the closet, why don't you see if you can find something that will fit him? No one should have to walk around in ripped clothing. Sure thing, Dad. I.M nodded and ran off in search of a decent set of clothes for the boy. Naruto was in heaven, he never got to have a hot bath, the orphanage always made him rinse off outside, and the water in his apartment was always ice cold. He considered staying in there longer than was necessary, but he didn't want to overstep the hospitality of the first people that didn't seem to hate him, so he decided to hurry and clean up as fast as possible. After he finished drying off, he found 2 piles of clothes sitting just outside of the bathtub. Are you done already, Naruto? I.M.'s voice called from behind the door. I washed your clothes for you, but you should put on the other set in there, they're some of my cousin's extra clothes, and they'll probably fit you better than what you were wearing. Naruto looked down at the second set of clothes next to his before putting them on and walking back out to the front of the stand. You look so much better now, Naruto. I.M smiled as she looked the boy over. He was wearing a plain navy blue t-shirt, and a pair of tan shorts. They weren't much, but they were clean and free of holes. Your hair is sticking up though, I.M commented as she tried to flatten his unusually spiky hair, only to have it stick right back up again. It just doesn't stay flat, does it? Naruto shook his head as Toochie set a large steaming bowl of ramen down in front of him. Naruto stared down at the bowl in front of him. The smell alone was driving his senses wild, it was like something out of one of his dreams. The way the meat and vegetables floated lazily in the rich broth and the noodles glistened in the early afternoon sun, it was absolutely perfect. Thank you so much. The ramen looked so appetizing he had almost forgotten to thank the man for the meal. Formalities out of the way, Naruto looked around in search of something to eat it with. They certainly wouldn't appreciate him inhaling it like some sort of wild animal. To his dismay, he could only find chopsticks, something he had precious little practice in using as the orphanage had always made him use his hands instead. Shakily, Naruto lifted a pile of noodles to his mouth, only to have them slip out of his chopsticks at the last second. His second try was only marginally better than his first, but this time he at least managed to get a bite of some of it. Naruto, do you want some help? I.M had noticed the awkward way he was holding his chopsticks and the look of frustration on his face as yet another mouthful of noodles slipped back into the bowl. Naruto, however, just shook his head as he tried once again to eat his meal. Dad, do we have a fork, or something? Maybe that would be easier for him, I.M asked her father as she watched the boy try again. No. I'm going to do this. Naruto shouted as he speared a piece of meat with one of his chopsticks. Here, at least let me show you how to hold them properly. I.M slipped behind the young blonde and adjusted the thin pieces of wood in his hand, showing him how to move them so he wouldn't drop everything. See? Isn't that better? Naruto nodded enthusiastically, having finally gotten the hang of it, and dug into the remainder of his meal with gusto. That was the best food I've ever tasted. Naruto exclaimed as he set the, now empty, bowl back onto the counter. Well, I'm glad you liked it. Toochie smiled at him. I sure did. Hey can I ask you a question? Sure thing, Naruto, what can I help you with? Well, I'm kind of lost, I don't know how to get back to my apartment from here. Of course. Why don't you show him how to get back home? Toochie waited for his daughter to nod in agreement. There. That's settled then. Oh, I almost forgot, you said you were out of food, right? Naruto nodded. Then take this, I can't let my newest customer walk out of my stand knowing that he's walking home to an empty fridge. Chuchi smiled as he put a pair of plastic bags full of food on the counter. I thank you, Naruto nodded as he left with I.M. to find his apartment. Flashback ended. Naruto got up and heard a raven calling for help. Naruto opened the door and saw Raven still strapped to the table. Don't worry, I'll get you out of here, said Naruto. Naruto pulled switch that tuned off the saws coming at Raven. Naruto used his kuni to cut the straps and Raven was free. Raven launched a hug at Naruto, who was glad Raven was safe and sound. Come on Raven, we need to save the others, said Naruto. Beast Boy's room. Knock. 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 Beast Boy, come in. Naruto, hey Beast Boy. What are you doing? Beast Boy, I'm playing Halo 3 on Xbox, wanna try? Naruto, no thanks. Hey Beast Boy. What the hell is this? Beast Boy, Naruto. Don't touch that. Naruto, oh my god. Ha ha ha. Is this one of those My Little Pony dolls? Beast Boy, that's not mine. Why you should leave. Raven, you have got to be kidding me. Beast Boy. Beast Boy, what? When did you get here Raven? Naruto, he oh my god, this is so funny. I can't stop. I think I'm gonna throw up. Beast Boy, oh. Naruto, blrgh. Raven, EW. The end. Now for the real story. Naruto and Raven ran to the room they were at before. When they got there, they saw an army of men dressed in old, red, British military clothing with submachine guns and bonnets. The soldiers' eyes looked very bizarre, like they were brainwashed or something. Ichihaha. You didn't honestly think I was going to make this easy on you, blonde? Said Mad Mod, who is still nowhere to be found. Naruto, get behind me now, said Raven while creating a black force field. Naruto got behind Raven's force field before the bullets hit Naruto. Every single bullet bounced off the force field. Naruto jumped high up in the air and threw 5 knives with chakra blades, which they cut the steel metal of the guns in half. 5 of the soldiers had their guns sliced in half. In a flash, Naruto kicked one soldier in the face and the other soldier in the ribs. Raven used her power to pick up the 6 of the solders and bash them into each other. One of the solders charged Naruto with a sword and tried to stab Naruto, but matter how many times he tried to kill the ninja, Naruto just dodged them like they were nothing. The soldier was still trying to kill Naruto until Raven shot the soldier with a ball of black energy. Raven found herself surrounded by red-coated solders. When the soldier all charged at her, she spun really fast and became a huge tornado of darkness. Every soldier that was sucked into the twister and became as stiff as a board. Wow, what did you do to them? Asked Naruto, who was surprised by such an attack. They saw extreme horror inside the twister before their eyes that even their brain couldn't take it. It's a spell I can use to knock them from Mad Mod's control, said Raven, cracking her neck side to side. Well, I guess I underestimated you again, didn't I? But don't stop, kiddies, because there are a lot more doors to be opened, said Mad Mod. He's right, Raven. We have to keep going, said Naruto, walking towards another door. Naruto and Raven picked one of doors and managed to find a room with Cyborg and Beast Boy strapped into metal chairs. Yo, Naruto. Raven. Get us out of here, yelled Cyborg. Not so fast, kids. I made easy for you, Naruto, but this is where it gets tricky, said Mad Mod. For giant metal cups, things came down by 2 giant metal hands and butted Beast Boy and Cyborg in them, and then the giant robotic hands shift the cups to one side and the other in a very fast pace. The metal robotic hand stopped and the 4 giant metal cups where they were lined perfectly. So here's how the game works. All you have to do is guess which cup has your friends. You get 3 tries, however if you guess wrong all 3 tries, a trap door will open and your friend will fall into a dark room full of spikes. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, you see the metal floor form you're standing on? If you use your powers to cheat you get an extreme electric shock, and that counts as a try as well, said Mad Mod. Oh shit! Yelled Naruto. Don't worry Naruto, I can read Cyborg and Beast Boy's minds to tell which cups is which, Raven whispered in Naruto's ear. Raven closed her eyes and tried to focus on which cup has Beast Boy and Cyborg, but then, You are cheating, said Mad Mod evilly. Naruto, Raven, Naruto and Raven got electrocuted, but the metal form, it seemed the metal could stop any sort of superpower, magic and even chakra. Raven, are you okay? Asked Naruto, trying to get up on his feet. Why yeah, I am fine, said Raven. Now you get 2 tries now, ha 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 ha. Said Mad Mod. Dang it. I guess we have no choice but to just guess, said Naruto, helping Raven up. Naruto was never really good at this type of games, but luck was always on his side when it came to gambling. Naruto began to sweat at the pressure he was having right now. Oh man. Naruto closed his eyes tightly, then pointed at a random cup. The giant robotic hand lifted up the cup and it was Beast Boy. Wow, what a relief, said Naruto, wiping off the sweat from his forehead. You're telling me, said Raven, nodding her head agreeing. Raven flew towards Beast Boy and untied him. Okay, now for Cyborg, said Naruto, pointing at the up on the right. The robotic hand lifted up the cup on the right and nothing was in it. Oh shit, yelled Naruto. Ha. Now, you get one last try, yelled Mad Mod. There were 2 cups left, and Naruto knew Cyborg was in one of them, but which one? Naruto had to make a hasty discussion with himself in order to save Cyborg, and that is called guessing. Naruto pointed at the cup on the left and it revealed Cyborg. Wow, that was close, said Naruto. Sheesh, Naruto, if I haven't known better I'd say this is the first time me seeing you being a pussy, said Cyborg, grinning. Shut up, Cy, said Naruto. A moment later, Naruto, Raven, Cyborg and Beast Boy both made it to the main room where they first saw Mad Mod. Okay, now we need to save Starfire. I have a feeling it's this door right here, said Naruto while walking in the next door with Raven, Cyborg and Beast Boy following him. At the next room they saw a huge glass box with wires connected to it filled with water. Naruto looked gasp as he saw inside the glass box Starfire chained. Starfire was drowning in there and they needed to get her out of there before it's too late. So hey, race how the game goes. One of you would have to go in there and find the key underneath the rubber balls below Starfire, but you have to it in 15 seconds before I give both of you a big electric shock. Let me ask Mad Mod, why are you doing this? Asked Naruto. That's a stupid question, Sonny, isn't it obvious? I'm trying to kill you, replied Mad Mod. There is no point for reasoning him, Naruto, he's just insane, said Raven. Yeah, beside nothing he does makes sense, said Beast Boy. Alright, enough talking, we have to get Starfire out of there. I'll go, said Naruto, then he jumped in. Noro swam down at the bottom of the box to reach the rocks. Naruto searched for the key and when he found it he unlocked Starfire's coughs, then Starfire grabbed Naruto and flew him out before they were electrocuted. Starfire set Naruto down and gave him a bone-crushing hug. Oh, thank you friend Naruto, I would have died if it wasn't for you, said Starfire with joy. Starfire, grr, you're hurting, me, said Naruto, who immediately pushed Starfire off of him. Oh sorry Naruto, said Starfire, felling gently. Okay, now we have Starfire, Beast Boy, Cyborg and Raven, so that leaves Robin, said Naruto, trying to figure out who's here. Alright, let's go Naruto, said Raven. Naruto and the Teen Titans went to go save Robin. He was being held in some kind of special room. When Naruto and the others arrived they saw Robin through a glass window. They noticed the boy Wonder was bound to an electric chair in room filled with some kind of toxic gas. Robin was struggling to hold his breath as long as he could. Alrighty then chaps. Now the game is simple, you see the gas mask over there. One of you blokes has to answer 3 riddles and each riddle you solve will open a lock keeping Robin from getting up from his seat. But be careful because from the looks of it I don't Robin can hold his breath any longer, said Mad Mod smugly. I'll go this time, said Starfire, putting on the gas mask, only to be stopped by Raven. Wait Star, no offense but I don't think you're used to doing riddles, said Raven, pulling it off of her. Maybe one of us should do it. Well count me out, no way I'm gonna be responsible for Robin's death, said Beast Boy. Then I'll go, said Raven, putting on the mask. When she was about to go and she was stopped by Naruto's words. Be careful Raven, there is no way I'm losing another friend. Raven was touched by his kind words, nodding once quickly. She went inside. Raven was standing right beside Robin, who was still holding his breath. She was ready to answer the riddle. Alright, first riddle is, what has the following in common? Hemming, basting, purling, and tagging?" asked Mad Mod. Raven thought for a moment, then it finally came to her, "Needlework." Exclaimed Raven, the lock on Robin's left hand opened. "Alright, second question, what goes bump in the night and fights crime in his sight?" "He wears a mask to hide his true self and hide in the shadows to protect himself," asked Mad Mod. Raven thought for a moment. She knew who it was but couldn't figure out what until she took a look at Robin. "Batman." She said. The second lock opened, this time on Robin's right hand. "Alright, third question," said Mad Mod, getting annoyed. "What are the chilliest 12 inches in the world?" Raven was clueless as to what it might be. Naruto thought for a moment. He may not have been the brightest person in the world, but despite what his old friends used to say, he was not stupid. A figurative light bulb lit up and Naruto banged on the window to get Raven's attention. "Raven, it's cold feet," yelled the blonde ninja. Raven heard what Naruto said and started to answer it. "Cold feet," said Raven. The lock holding Robin by his chest opened and Robin ran to the door and got out of the room. Robin was starting to breathe like crazy, taking deep breaths to fill his oxygen-deprived lungs. "Okay, just give me a minute to rest," but before he could lay down, Starfire gave her lover a bone-crushing hug. "Robin, I was so worried about you. I don't. What would I do if something happened to you?" said Starfire. "Starfire, stop!" yelled Robin. Starfire stepped him back down, and when Robin noticed the whole gang was here, he knew there was only one thing left. "Alright, let's give that motherfucker what coming to him," shouted Robin. Naruto and the gang went to the main room to find Mad Mod. When they got there, nobody was there. Naruto stood in front of the group and yelled out, "Alright, you coward, come out and show yourself." "Gladly," said Mad Mod as he landed in front of them. Mad Mod was wearing a giant blue suit of armor with a British flag. He had a mini gun on the right and a chainsaw on the left and had 2 laser cannons, one on each shoulder. "Ready," said Mad Mod with an evil grin. "Titans, go!" Robin shouted as he got out his extendable staff and the others geared up. Naruto summoned 5 shadow clones, Cyborg readied his cannon, and Beast Boy changed into an elephant. Mod started by having his robot strike out at the Titans and Shinobi, but all of them evaded it. He then began to fire missiles. Half were intercepted by Starfire's starbolts, and the others were redirected by Raven's magic. The malicious Brit growled as he was shot at by Cyborg's sonic blasts, but his armor held up enough for him not to be hurt too badly. He decided to try and go for the group's newbie. Moving the suit faster, he shot another volley of missiles at Naruto, who threw paper bomb shuriken, making the projectiles explode before they could reach him. There was a large smoke screen as a result. "I could use some help over here," shouted Naruto as it began to clear. Mad Mod could see Robin and Raven at his side, and all of his clones had apparently been destroyed in the explosion. Before he could attack, Beast Boy rammed him. While he started to fall, the red-headed enemy grabbed and tossed Beast Boy, who yelled as he fell from the sky and reverted back to his human body. When Starfire went to catch him, Mod pressed a button in his suit that had his British flag emit an electrical net. It caught the Tamaranian and the shapeshifter. "Ha! Gotcha!" he shouted. When he had his shoulder cannon shot off by Cyborg and he was hit by a couple of Robin's explosive discs, he was starting to take some serious damage. The 3 remaining Titans and Naruto looked to each other. "We better finish this fast and help BB and Star. Any plans?" Cyborg asked as he joined them. "Yeah, you and Raven cover Naruto and we're going in," Robin shouted as he and Naruto both approached the maniacal Brit at top speed. Mad Mod did everything he could to shoot at the 2 of them, avoiding every attack Cyborg or Raven threw at him as a distraction. "You're clever, Ducky, but I'm not gonna let you get over on me," he shouted as he took precise aim. With a yell, Naruto and Robin jumped into the air and threw 2 projectiles each at him. Mod saw that they were just normal boomerangs and shuriken and couldn't harm his armor. As they flew, he managed to shoot the 2 of them in the chest. Just as Mod began to gloat though, there were 2 puffs of smoke. Naruto and Robin were fakes. A second later, the boomerangs and shuriken revealed themselves to be Naruto and 3 clones. "We got you. Now Raven," Naruto shouted. Instantly, Raven recited her magical mantra. "Azarath Metrian Zinthos. Mad Mod's entire suit was held in place as Raven's magic overtook it. Helpless, Mod watched as Naruto and his clones prepared two large wind balls. Here it comes. Double Odama Rasengan. A second later the two attacks hit his armored robot's main body on either side of the Breeda's flag. Both arms and the lower part of its body were gone now from the assault. What? Impossible. How did you do that? Mod shouted as he tried desperately to get anything in his suit to work. It was useless though. Simple Mod, when you fired those missiles at me I came up with a plan to stop you, Naruto began as he smirked. Raven thought I was hurt, so she telepathically contacted me. I let her know I was okay, but at the time I had a plan that I needed her to tell the others. I changed myself into a shuriken and I had 3 of my clones turn into weapons while the last became Robin before the smoke cleared. Raven gave me and my clones back up while Cyborg broke your lasers. Well, what happened to the real Robin? He asked as he got his staff. He is going to try and use it to make an illusion so he could escape, when he felt someone grab it away. I was here to get you in case you tried any funny business, though thanks to you I had to help Starfire and Beast Boy, the Boy Wonder explained, his 2 other allies behind him. By the way dude, so not cool, Beast Boy said to Mod, though Naruto's plan was pretty awesome. Beast Boy's right, you did great Naruto, Robin said, cuffing Mod so he couldn't escape. Ah shucks, it was nothing, I couldn't have done it unless Raven was there to explain it, or to get Cyborg to help out. It was nothing, Raven said gently, trying to hide a slight blush from the others. Naruto then approached Mad Mod, cracked his knuckles and smiled. Now tell us how to get out of here. Or I really am gonna hang you on a pole by your underwear, threatened by Naruto. Mad Mod clicked on his cane and then a ladder came out from a trap door up above them. Naruto and his new friend went up and when they got up they noticed that they were in an abandoned school. The school was called the H.I.V.E Academy. It was a high school that was shut down after the fires happened and it was the school Raven used to go to 3 years ago. What the fuck is this place? Said Cyborg. It's the H.I.V.E Academy, I used to be a student here said Raven trying not to remember the life she had back then. The H.I.V.E Academy? That's a weird name, said Naruto as he reached the exit. Naruto shielded his eyes as the sunlight was beaming right at his face. Naruto's friends followed him as it finally time to get out of Mad Mod's stupid game world. You know Naruto, I can't thank you enough for your help, said Robin. It's nothing and you know what I think home can wait, now let's go save the other titans, said Naruto as him and his friend walked with a very old Mad Mod with them. I'm getting too old for this shit, said Mad Mod. Rachel's dorm room. Rachel Roth woke up from her nap and got out of bed. She putted her cloth on and got her things ready for school. Her room was messy but she didn't care, she kinda liked it that way and besides it was a waste of time for her. Rachel went out the door and walked to school and tried to avoid people staring at her. She doesn't know why but some people don't treat goths with respect nor do they with emos. Well actually emo people are an understatement but why goths? It didn't matter as long as people don't know her dynamic powers. When Rachel finally got there she heard someone calling her name. Yo, Rachel. Yelled the tall blonde-headed boy with his cap slit to the side and with headphones around his neck. The boy stopped next to Raven and took a breather. Rachel it's Brett, G.A., remember me? Asked Brett trying to catch his breath. Oh yeah, I remember, you're the boy from the orientation right? Asked Rachel wiping her hair. Yeah, so it looks like you and me will have Mr. White for English class. Wow, what a bummer, said Brett with a grin. Why? Is it because he talked down to you like a baby? Asked Rachel with a playful smile. What? No, I never said that and beside why would I, said Brett scratching the back of his head. Well he is a weirdo said Rachel walking away. Brett followed her to school and tried to get her attention again. So, I hope you're not thinking negative of me with the misunderstand, said Brett trying to get forgiveness. Why would I? Said Raven giving him a smile. You do know I was just playing with you back there right? Oh, actually no, I'm not good with jokes, hee. Said Brett as him and Rachel got to school. They walked in the hallway and tried to get past the other kids in their way. So I see you're into ninjas, said Rachel looking at Brett's keychain. Oh yeah, I do, thank you for noticing, said Brett wiping the sweat from his head. You know you're first shy boy I have ever encountered, said Rachel. Really? I'm that readable? Asked Brett scratching his head again. Rachel nodded her head and noticed she was late for her first period. class period, not the personal period, you sicko. Rachel got to her class and saw her classmates already in their seats. Rachel sat down right next to a girl with strange hair. Hey, name's Angelina, what yours? Asked the girl. Rachel Roth. The goth girl replied. I see we both have Mr. White, man, I hope you have a better chance than me, said Angelina. Why would you say that? Asked Rachel. This guy is so uptight I can't even stand him, and he give out the most hardest test in the whole school district, said Angelina, who slammed her head at her own desk. Oh come on, I think you're overreacting, there is no way this guy is bad than any other teacher, said Rachel. Rachel and Angelina were talking amongst each other about what times of activates there were in this school and also talking about boys. End of dream. Raven woke up and she heard Robin knocking at her door. Raven, come on, we got to go, said Robin. Raven putted the over her head and pushed it against her face. Oh fuck me, said Raven. Naruto and the team were gonna get in the car until Naruto asked, hey, can I drive? Cyborg looked at him. Have you ever drove before? Asked Cyborg, not knowing if it was a good idea. About 1,000,000 times, said Naruto, who was confident on driving the T-car. Naruto, are you sure you can drive? Asked Robin, getting on his motorcycle. Believe it, replied Naruto. I rather not, said Beast Boy. Okay, I guess you can drive. Cyborg handed Naruto the keys to the car. Starfire, Beast Boy and Raven got in the car and Cyborg was shotgun. Naruto putted the key in and turned it. The car came to life as Naruto pushed his foot on the accelerator. Alright, Still City, here we come. Yelled Naruto as accidentally had the thing on reverse and rammed the car backwards and crashed. Get in the back, now, said a angry Cyborg. 2 hours later, Naruto was sitting between Starfire and Raven as they were looking out the windows and watching the sea before their eyes. Cyborg was still a little upset with Naruto crashing his car, but he'll get over it soon. Day and night passed and made some stop to get something to eat. However, Naruto disappointed that there isn't any Ramon anywhere except Cheeseburger, which is no stranger to him because he sees Kiba eating that stuff. But who knew burgers came from America? Naruto never even heard of a country called America, except when he first got here, of course. They made gas stops and they stopped one time to a hotel to sleep and then back on the road again. One morning Naruto found himself sleeping on Raven's shoulder. He shot up and hoped Raven didn't notice. What was the last time you brushed your teeth? Asked Raven, getting up from her nap. Sorry, I didn't mean to sleep on you, said Naruto, hoping she wasn't angry. Just don't hit me, okay? Raven looked at him confused. Why would I do that? Well, I just have a bad experience with girls, that's all, said Naruto. Well, you must have ran into a lot of bitches where you came from, said Raven as she laid her head on Naruto's shoulder, which made Naruto blush. So tell me, Naruto, who was your first friend when you were a little kid? Asked Raven as she closed her eyes. Naruto stared out into space and he tried to remember, but then all of a sudden the sharp pain in his head came back and he closed his eyes asleep. Flashback. Naruto was 6-year-old now. Naruto was still getting glares at him, but now he noticed something. The Hokages always get respect no matter what, so what if he became Hokage? Maybe the first day at the academy could be his chance to shine. Many villagers have heard about this and tried to demand the Hokage to not let Naruto be a shinobi, but the Hokage just ignored their concern. Soon things will change, and he would have friends. People would stop treating him like a virus that they could catch if they should stand too close or look at him too long. It was his first day at the academy and he was the new student. Naruto walked in and walked in the hallways to find his classroom. He slipped into the crowd of adults. Noticing that the adults shifted position to shield their children from him, determined not to let the usual treatment get to him today of all days. Upon entering the classroom, took a seat directly in the center. Unfortunately, the parents still managed to steer the others away from him, leaving a wide girth of absence all around him. Parents stood behind their seated children until a man with a scare across his face dismissed them. Turning to the class, the man smiled warmly. Now that the formalities are over with, let's begin. My name is Irika Yumino and I will be your sensei from now until you graduate from this academy. Irika glanced down at his attendance list, noticing the name he had hoped would be removed was still present, mocking him as the ink caught the light. He looked up, matching the name with the face of his new pupil. The subject in question was grinning like a moron. Figures, announce your presence when I call your name, Irika instructed, starting to call out names. Naruto Uzumaki. A loud yell of "Here!" brought Iruka back to the present where a grinning Naruto Uzumaki had his hand along with half his body in the air. How can this kid maintain such an energy level? The Chunin wondered, noting the looks on Naruto's classmates that clearly said they all thought the boy insane. Naruto sat back down, still grinning, oblivious to the, "Is this guy nuts?" looks he was receiving. A dog barked at the name, Kiba Inuzuka, and its owner shouted, "Don't you forget about Akamaru." Whispers broke out at the name, Sasuke, and several girls let out high-pitched squeals that went ignored by the boy as he raised a calm hand. Iruka-sensei had to call for Hinata Hyuga 2 times before noticing the blue-haired girl in the back, as roll call continued with Chuji Amakichi, a chubby boy who raised a bag of chips into the air, ending with a silence for Shikamaru Nara, who was sleeping silently in his seat and had to be shaken awake by Chuji. For the next hour Iruka-sensei lectured them about the classroom rules and chakra nature and what it meant to be shinobi. Naruto's attention didn't last 2 minutes. It seemed the only one paying close attention was the pink-haired girl Sakura, was taking rapid notes on everything Iruka said, no matter that she wrote in crayon. The rest of the morning the only thing Naruto heard was that shuriken training started after lunch, at which he and the rest of the class hooped in celebration. Picking up on their parents' earlier unease, the other students kept their distance during the lunch period. The occasional fearful glance was all that kept Naruto from approaching them himself. What Naruto didn't notice was the shy blue Hyuga was watching him, not with fear, anger, hatred, or any of the usual treatment, but with shy curiosity. End of flashback. Naruto woke up and found Raven was still sleeping on his shoulder. For the first time he has never had this kind of contact from a girl before. It felt nice. To feel a woman's hair against your face and her smooth skin against yours, it was a new experience for Naruto. Naruto slowly putted his arms around Raven and set his hand on her shoulder. Noro, all of a sudden that pain in his head. "Oh shit, why is this happening again?" said Naruto as he fell asleep on Raven. Flashback. Little Naruto was wandering at the gardens until he heard a girl crying. Naruto hid behind the tree and looked to see who it was, and it was the pink-haired girl he saw in his class. Naruto heard from the other children that a group of girls were picking on her because of her hair color and her wide forehead. Naruto felt sorry for her and wanted to help her feel better. Before Naruto could even get close to the girl, a blonde-headed girl got to her first and made her feel better. "Hey, what's your name?" asked Ino. "My name is Sakura," replied the pink-haired girl. Naruto wanted to approach these girls, but good will it do, they will just hate him like everybody else, even Sakura. Naruto just went home and ate dinner. The next morning Naruto noticed that the only way to get people to notice him for him not a demon was pranking people. Naruto became even more of an outcast, but at least people know his name. After when he got away from that angry woman, he threw the leftover paint in the garbage can. Naruto saw some kids playing ball, and when the ball rolled towards Naruto the kids stopped at their tracks and noticed it was the kids that their parents told them to stay away from. Naruto picked up the ball and gave them a bright smile. "Hey there. Can I play?" asked Naruto, trying to be friendly as he can. The kids looked too scared to even answer, but then one of them had the guts to speak. "No, get out of here you freak," said one of the kids. Many of the kids started to have the courage to speak against the blonde-headed boy. "Yeah, go away," said the other kid. They started to jump on Naruto in order to get their ball back. Naruto was on the ground being pushed by boys and even girls for that matter. Naruto always heard that he can't hit girls, but that was back then. Nobody has ever told him he can't defend himself, even when it was a girl or a weak boy with glasses or even anyone for that matter. Naruto was all bruised up and the kids got their ball back and ran away from the bleeding Naruto. Naruto couldn't get up, but then he heard a something walk toward him and he looked up and saw the girl with the pink hair from yesterday. Naruto saw her smile at him. It was like the heavens had sent an angel to help him. "Oh dear, you're hurt, here let me help you," said Sakura as she helped Naruto up from the ground. "Don't worry, I'll protect you from those meanies." Naruto couldn't believe it. For the first time a person has finally showed him kindness. This was definitely an angel from heaven. "Hey, would you like an apple?" asked Sakura, who held up the apple for Naruto to see. Naruto couldn't speak but just stared at her cute green eyes. Naruto couldn't speak, he was too amazed by the little girl's beauty. Sakura started to get a little annoyed by Naruto's lack of words, so she cut him off. "Are you gonna take the apple or not? Just take it," yelled Sakura. Then Naruto accepted Sakura's offer and started to eat the apple. "Thank you," said Naruto. You're welcome, replied Sakura as she gave him a bright smile. Hey, would you like to be friends? Naruto was shocked at Sakura for asking such a rare thing. Really? You mean it? Well, sure, why not? Sakura gave Naruto a kiss on the cheek and Naruto blushed. Thank you so much, I hope we remain friend, said Naruto, who was excited. Well, yeah, and as a matter of fact we could be friend for life, said Sakura as she gave Naruto a hug. Many days have passed and Sakura and Naruto were playing with each other. They became best friends and they did everything with each other. One day Naruto saw Sakura with the blonde-headed girl named Ino and he thought maybe if Ino is Sakura's friend then maybe Ino can be her friend too. Naruto decided to approach them. Ino whispered in Sakura's ear, Sakura, you shouldn't be friends with that boy is mean and my parents told me he is a troublemaker. This one time he painted graffiti all over my mom's store. Besides, if you are caught being friends with him you won't be popular. Sakura was shocked to hear this but she nodded in agreement. When Naruto said hi to them the two girls glared at him and walked away leaving Naruto alone. What just happened? Asked Naruto as he had no idea what that was all about. Naruto tried to talk with Sakura again but the friend he once knew turned against him and acted like she never knew him. Naruto was heartbroken. The friend he once had betrayed him and treated him like dirt. Naruto was on his bed crying and he kept asking himself why are people so cruel to me. End of flashback. Naruto found himself lying his face on Raven's breasts. Naruto quickly shot up and pretended nothing happened. Oh shit, that was close, said Naruto as he looked by out the window and noticed that they were nearly there. Yo, Naruto, do you want anything to eat? My treat, asked Cyborg. Naruto nodded his head and they stopped at McDonald's and got some burgers, fries, mini apple pie and some soda. Naruto went to the boys' bathroom real quick and did his thing but little did he know Raven was following him. Naruto saw Raven enter the bathroom, his jaw fell to the ground. Raven, what are you doing in the boys' bathroom? Asked Naruto. Naruto, we need to talk. I've noticed you've been getting a lot of head eggs lately and I think I know why, said Raven. I know what you have and I should know because I had it once too but I managed to heal it. However, because you don't have my abilities I'm afraid you're going to have to see Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate? Who's he? Asked Naruto looking confused. He is like me except more powerful. What you have is a side effect when you first came to our world and it's just gonna get worse by the day, said Raven, who was very serious about this. If you don't heal this soon you might lose all of your memories from your home world. I started remembering memories I haven't remembered in a long time. It was horrible, Naruto said as he rubbed his head. What did you see? Asked Raven. I remembered memories of my childhood, the stuff I've tried not to remember. I realized that my first friends were terrible friends and I even remembered me being kicked out of the orphanage and also how bad people treated me, said Naruto trying not to cry. Raven felt her heart sank when she heard him say about his childhood. Raven knew him and her were not so different and as a matter of fact they were the same. Raven wanted to hug him and tell him how she felt but she couldn't, her powers might kill him if she shows any emotion. I see, well, just to let you know I'm here for you, said Raven as she walked out of the boys' bathroom. Raven felt a tear fall down her face as she walked out of the restaurant. Hey Raven, have you seen Naruto? Asked Robin. He's on his way, Raven said simply without any emotions. Naruto's journal. Raven told me that I have a sickness from traveling world to world. It's the cause of these headaches I've been having lately. She also said that she knows someone who can help. His name is Dr. Fate. I have no idea who he is, but if he's as powerful as Raven claims, he is, because I trust Raven, but now is not the proper time for me to keep talking about this. Now we must save the other Titans before it is too late. Raven's flashback. The Stretch Academy. Rachel was surrounded by SWAT teams pointing gun at her. Stay away from me. Rachel warned the police to make off. The police opened fire on Rachel, and she got shot on every directions and to every part of her body. Rachel fell on the floor with blood spilling out of her bullet wounds. The SWAT team walked closer to Rachel Roth's body very cautiously. To them, yes, the girl was dead, but they were wrong. All of a sudden, Rachel's eyes fluttered open, but they were two demon eyes. A dark aura surrounded Rachel's body, and Rachel's fingernails grew into claws while her teeth turned into fangs. Her skin changed into the color red. Rachel slowly got up and began growling at the police. her wounds began to heal as soon as she got to her stance. "I hope you boys aren't scared of the dark," said the demon Rachel. She charged at them at the speed of light, clawing, scratching and slashing every police officer in her way. She even bit one of the officers' neck. Rachel laughed in evil triumph as she was enjoying seeing these humans suffer, but then, she saw Brett's body on the floor. Rachel began to turn back to normal as she realized what she had done. Rachel ran towards Brett and noticed a bullet hole in his chest. Rachel, what just happened?" asked Brett as he struggled to stay alive. "Brett, stay with me. I'll get you to a hospital, just hang on," said Rachel. She put pressure on Brett's wound hoping to slow down the bleeding, but then Brett took her hand away from him. "I don't think that's gonna happen, Rachel. I don't think I can hold on for much longer." Brett smiled at Rachel as he looked at her eyes. "I'm sorry, Brett, I'm so sorry." Rachel began to tear up, and one tear slid down her cheek. Brett wiped it off. "No, don't be sorry, I don't care what you are, I'm just glad to have had you as a friend." Brett slowly closed his eyes as he faded away. Rachel had her head on Brett's chest as she sobbed her tears on his limp, dead body. End of flashback. Raven was looking outside the window as she noticed that they were in Steel City. Naruto saw Raven with a frown on her face. "Hey Raven, are you okay?" asked Naruto. Raven turned her head towards Naruto and gave him a small smile. "Never been better," said Raven. And then the team were finally at Titan's East Tower. They got out of the car and walked towards the other group of teen heroes. Naruto saw a new group of heroes before his eyes, like he expected. They all looked different. The guy he first saw was tall with black hair and sharp eyes. He had blackish-bluish armor, and from the looks of it, it looked quite cultural. Aqualad. Then there were two short twins with two of the same jumpsuits, except one had the symbol of positive and the other negative, Mas y Minos. Another had a yellow and black striped shirt with a silver belt and classic jeans. She was dark-skinned with big round ear-rings and as a crazy hairstyle which was a classic afro. She had two yellow laser guns on each hip and had real bee wings on her back, Bumblebee. The other person was a big guy with a simple black shirt with a big red S in the middle of it. He had simple jeans as well, Superboy. The other was gothic, somewhat like Raven. She pinkish-purplish hair and wore black boots with a dark purple skirt. Everything she wore was either black or purple. Jinx. Naruto couldn't describe the next one. He was blue and black and looked like an alien or something. Blue Beetle. Naruto couldn't believe his eyes on the next one. It was a huge buff woman with a wrestling suit and a yellow cat-like mask. Naruto has never seen muscle like that on a woman before and it sort of freaked him out. Panda. "Hey Robin, who's the new guy?" asked Aqualad in polite curiosity. "His name is Naruto, he'll be helping us to find the other titans," replied Robin. "Good, we need all the help we can get. Now if you guys can follow me, I'll show where we last saw Kid Flash." Naruto and his friends including Titan East followed Aqualad. H.I.V.E. Secret Base. In a secret base a woman was sitting on a throne looking at a screen of a blonde-headed ninja boy. This woman had yellow armor and robotic bee wings. She had long, yellow, curly hair and pale skin and alien-like eyes. She had a crown on her head. She was enjoying watching the boy use his powers while eating shrimp with sauce. She knew who this boy was. She knew this boy was a Jinchuriki. She could tell by the whiskers on his face. "Queen Zazala, Subject 7 is dying. We need to begin the process now before we lose her," said the Hive scientist. "Very well, however, let's see how she is doing first," said Queen Bee as she got off her throne and followed the Hive scientist to the lab. "We tried to get as much of what is left of the demon chakra out of her as we can, but it's not enough to create the perfect soldier," said the scientist, pointing at Subject 7's cell. What's her name again?" asked Queen Bee. "Her name is Fu, my queen," said the Hive scientist as he watched the green-haired girl suffering from her death. "Who else would take the bijou demons beside us? Every time we kidnap these Jinchuriki from their world it turns out someone else takes their bijou before us," said Queen Bee, demanding who is responsible for this. "We found out that there is an organization called the Akatsuki who are kidnapping these Jinchuriki for their own things. They plan to use this power to destroy their own homes," said the Hive scientist. Fu looked up and saw the people who were imprisoning her. She tried to speak but they couldn't hear her. She was too weak. Please, help." Fu begged but they still couldn't hear her. "Alright, kill her, she is no longer fit to use, said Queen Bee, but then she had a new idea. Wait, I changed my mind, make her into a drone. It will be done, my queen. The Hive scientist ordered some drones to take Fu out of her cell. Oh, by the way, how's Subject 1 doing? Asked Queen Bee while the scientist looked at his list. Not very good, he's not dying like Subject 7, but there is no. Oh, by the way, how's Subject 1 doing? Asked Queen Bee while the scientist looked at his list. Not very good, he's not dying like Subject 7, but there is no Bija chakra left, replied the scientist. Queen Bee started to get annoyed by the lack of success. She kidnapped almost every Titan for nothing. The only way she can succeed is to kidnap the blonde-headed ninja. Alright, we're running out of time. Send the drones to kidnap Jinx, and while you're at it call Bane and tell him I need some extra muscle, said Queen Bee. Titan's East Tower. Naruto was sitting with his friends at the round table. He was listening of what they know about Zazala and where she could be hiding and a plan to attack when they strike again. Dude, no way that's gonna work, said Beast Boy. Then Cyborg replied, what do you mean that won't work? It's foolproof, said Cyborg. Sounds like shit to me. Bumblebee, you shut up. Cyborg, don't tell her to shut up, at least she's not a backstabber. Jinx, are you still mad about me being undercover as Stone? Cyborg, will you guys knock it off and let's get back to business? Robin, I agree, enough of this foolishness or I'll crush every one of you. Threatened Panda, can I be crushed with your tits? Naruto, Naruto. Raven, ouch. Naruto was having his cheek pinched by Raven. Friends, please let's not fight, said Starfire. Listen everyone, all I know is that the Hive is planning an invasion. This could get serious. Even the US Army is getting involved to put a stop to it, said Aqualad. What should we do? Asked Superboy. We should. Aqualad was cut off but a huge pain in his stomach. Everybody else started to feel the same way, even Naruto, but except Moss, Y Minos and Jinx. Moss and Minos. How old was that milk you gave use a minute ago? Asked Aqualad. Tres años de edad, said the twins all together. What? 3 years old, said Aqualad. Everybody started to head to the bathroom while shoving each other to get to each toilet first. Naruto was not so lucky. Every bathroom in the whole tower was taken, all except Jinx's bathroom. Naruto ran to Jinx's room so he could use her bathroom. Naruto could hear Starfire saying in her bathroom she was in. Men don't know women go poop. Oh no, they don't. Starfire was singing a strange song, but Naruto had time to pay attention to her, so he continued to run to Jinx's room. Naruto knocked on Jinx's door, and as she opened it, the blonde-headed boy in pain. Hey, you're the new guy, what do you want? Asked Jinx, hoping he not going to ask to use her bathroom. May I use your bathroom please? Asked Naruto. Of course, said Jinx with a fake smile. Really? Naruto smiled in joy. Hell no, said Jinx as she slammed the door. Naruto was getting very desperate to use the bathroom, so he knocking down the door just to use it. Please, I beg you, let me in. All of a sudden Naruto heard a glass breaking, then a scream. Naruto slammed the door open and saw Jinx being taken away by some robotic tentacles. Naruto was gonna jump after Jinx until his stomach acted up again. Okay, bathroom first, tell the Titan what happened to Jinx later, said Naruto as he ran to Jin's bathroom. Later on, everybody was at the meeting room again, all except Jinx. Naruto ran towards them and told them what happened to Jinx. Robin looked at the Titan's cameras and noticed it was a huge Hive drone taking Jinx away. What should we do? Asked Bumblebee. According to the computer, there is a Hive fleet heading to Metropolis. We all need to attack the Hive fleet before they get away, said Robin. Or maybe just one of yous, said Naruto. Everybody stared at Naruto like he was crazy, but Naruto had a plan that was crazy, but he knew if they all went it would be a battlefield and they didn't need that kind of attention. Robin had to admit Naruto has been one of their most trustworthy person they had here, so Robin let Naruto whisper the plan to Robin. Naruto and the Titans were in a plane, and as the cargo opened Naruto was getting ready. Naruto, are you sure about this? This plan of yours sounds pretty. Cyborg didn't want to finish, but he was gonna say it anyway. Pretty what, Cyborg? Asked Naruto, who was ready to jump. Pretty crazy, exclaimed Cyborg. Don't worry, Cy. Besides, I've always wanted to do this, and without my old friend around to punch me, there is no stopping me. said Naruto, stretching his legs. What about Raven? I don't think she would approve about this, said Cyborg. Why would Raven disapprove? Naruto started to stretch his arms now. You do know she likes you, right? Cyborg cautiously asked Naruto. Well, of course. She does. We're best friends, said Naruto as she ran back then got ready to jump. No. Naruto, I didn't mean it like that. I mean she love. Cyborg didn't finish as Naruto jumped out of the plane. Cyborg face-palmed. How clueless could the kid get? Oh boy, Robin, are sure this was a good idea? Asked Cyborg as he saw Robin coming his way. Well, he insisted, replied the boy. Wonder, did he at least take a parachute with him? No. Robin was surprised at Cyborg's response. Oh. Naruto was falling from the sky, and he was enjoying the flow of the wind. Naruto saw the fleet of H.I.V.E planes, so he made sure he was on target. Naruto let his body crash on the lead plane like a rock, and even though he fractured some parts of his bones, it was worth it. Naruto's body was sliding down alarmingly fast as he tried to grab onto something. Naruto got hold of a handle of a door. Naruto opened the door and crawled inside the H.I.V.E plane. Naruto got in the H.I.V.E plane and found himself in the cargo room where they stored weapons, tanks, and other stuff. A H.I.V.E drone didn't see Naruto, so Naruto sneaked behind the drone and tapped it on its shoulder. When the drone turned around, Naruto punched it in the face. The drone went down. Okay, Naruto, they should be keeping Jinx in the cell room, which shouldn't be far away where you are at, so head down there before the H.I.V.E knows you're in their plane, said Robin talking through Naruto's headset. Okay, I'm heading there right now, replied Naruto as he ran down the hallway. When Naruto got there, he met a bunch of guards protecting the cell room. Naruto decided to use his knockout gas bomb. Naruto rolled the bomb on the floor towards the guards. Poof! The bomb exploded, gas filled the air and made the guards fall down, unconscious. Naruto got to the door but noticed that he needed some kind of card. Naruto found the card on one of the unconscious H.I.V.E guards and swiped down the card in the security system. The door automatically opened and Naruto ran in. Naruto looked at every cell, but so far they were empty, that is, until he heard a cry for help. Naruto saw Jinx and ran towards her. Jinx! Are you okay? Asked Naruto as he tried to find a way to unlock the containment field. I'm okay, just get. Look out! Yelled Jinx as Naruto was grabbed by a buff man with a black mask with tube-like veins. The man threw Naruto against the wall. I will break all your bones until you cry Lyo, you pathetic little boy. Screamed Bane as he charged at the little ninja. Naruto jumped out of the way as Bane threw the wall. Bane! What the hell is he doing here? Said Jinx as this started to get worse by the minute. Bane came back. He pulled out a chunk of metal and threw it at Naruto. However, Naruto dodged it. Naruto then charged at Bane and started to punch his stomach, but Bane obviously felt like every punch didn't do anything to him. Bane laughed, then caught one of Naruto's fists, then punched the boy with his other hand. Naruto spat out blood as he tried to get up, but was picked up and was given a bone-crushing bear strangulation treatment. You will die! Screamed Bane. Naruto got out his kunai knives, then cut one of Bane's tubes. A bunch of green gunk came out of the tubes as he dropped Naruto to stop the green stuff from coming out. Naruto then kicked Bane in the face, which made Bane take a couple of steps back. Naruto threw another kunai knife with a paper bomb, which didn't cut through Bane's thick skin, but it exploded. It caused Bane to fall down, dazed. Naruto ran towards Jinx and tried to unlock the containment field. Hurry Naruto, before Bane. Jinx was cut off as Bane slammed Naruto's face against the security, which turned off the containment field. Bane threw Naruto at the ceiling. Jinx was free, so she decided to help Naruto fight Bane. Jinx unleashed an energy wave at Bane, which caused him to crash against the wall. Bane slowly got up and charged at Jinx until Naruto got on him and pulled the tube connect to his head. Bane fell on his knees and Naruto felt that the weak Bane could not fight anymore. Who is this guy? Asked Naruto. His name is Bane. He is a supervillain in Gotham, a city, and one of the most dangerous ones too. He uses this green stuff to expand the muscles and make his body get stronger, said Jinx as she dipped her finger into the venom. This stuff can make your body stronger, but it can also destroy it as well, said Jinx as she noticed two women with black masks behind them. Who the F*** are these women? Asked Naruto, the women pressed the button on their chest as every muscle in their body expanded. "Say hello to my little friends." Laughed/screamed Bane lying on the floor. "That's disgusting," said Jinx. "Ha, I've seen worse." "And does he always scream when he talks?" said Naruto, not bothered of women having big muscles. "Yep," Jinx said, laughing. The buff women charged at the two teenage heroes. One of them tried to punch Naruto, but he managed to dodge every hit she gave him, however when he hit back it did nothing. Bane's henchman grabbed Naruto's throat and choked him. Jinx was having the same problem. They did manage to hurt them, but it wasn't enough to stop the women. Naruto summoned a shadow clone. The clone jumped off the women and managed to make them let go of the real Naruto. The buff women did a wrestling move on the clone Naruto, which was the backbreaker. The clone dispersed by the deadly move, but then Naruto jumped and kneed the women in the face and then punched it again and finally did a flip kick on her chin. Jinx was in a headlock by the female Amazon. She got free when one of the henchmen was thrown and hit the other henchman, Naruto. "I can't take this anymore. We need to get out of here," yelled Jinx, who was very exhausted from fighting. All of a sudden one of the buff women punched Jinx in the rib, which caused Jinx to fly backwards like a doll and cough up blood. "Jinx!" yelled Naruto as he ran to save Jinx, but the second henchman got in his way. "Okay, normally I don't try to hit women until they spit blood, but you know what, F***ck that," yelled Naruto as he jumped on her and did 3 head punches. Naruto then pulled the tube off the back of the woman's head and all of the venom squirted out. One of the henchmen shrank back to normal. Naruto did a flying kick on the henchman that was hurting Jinx. The Amazon was knocked unconscious and Naruto helped Jinx to her feet and ran out of the cell room. They went to the cargo room. "Attention all H.I.V.E. drones, we have an intruder on the plane, capture him before he escapes," a loudspeaker announced. Naruto and Jinx heard that and ran as fast as they could. Naruto stopped and noticed that the cargo door can only be opened from the cockpit. "Jinx, I need you to stay here, I'll be right back," said Naruto as he set Jinx down on the floor. "Be careful," said Jinx. "Hurry up Naruto, they know you're there," said Robin speaking through the headset. Naruto ran through the hallway and destroyed every drone that stood in his way. Naruto dodged the lasers that tried to shoot at him. He then took cover behind a crate. "Naruto? Are you there?" Naruto heard Raven's voice through the headset. "Raven, is that you?" whispered Naruto. "Oh, thank God you're alright. Listen, the cockpit is not far from you, just keep going, and whatever you do, do not destroy the plane," said Raven. "Okay, I'll just make sure it's on autopilot, even though I'm not really that familiar with planes," said Naruto as got to the door that leads to the cockpit. He tried to open it but to no avail. "Okay, now, I'll just open the damn door with my Rasengan," said Naruto as he began to form a ball of wind in his hand. Naruto pushed the ball of wind against the iron door and unexpectedly the whole cockpit exploded. Naruto saw that the cockpit was destroyed and then the alarms went off. "Oh God, what did you do?" said Raven, who was a little upset of what she heard. I kinda blew up the cockpit by accident, don't worry. I have an idea," said Naruto as he ran back to the cargo room. "Naruto, you do realize that we won't be able to pick you up, well, at least, not when the plan is about to crash," said Robin. "I said I have a plan," said Naruto. "Naruto, don't do anything crazy," said Raven as she got irritated of Naruto's actions. "Naruto, what the plan? Do they have one of those mini jets?" asked Robin. "I didn't see one, but I did see a tank," said Naruto entering the cargo room. "What's that gonna do?" asked Cyborg entering the conversation. "2 words, free, fall," said Naruto grinning. "You have got to be kidding me, Naruto, I may not know your world but there's probably no tanks. I don't even know if you ever drove a tank before. And you tried driving a car before, and no offense, you completely failed," said Robin. Naruto turned the speaker off as he knew that they wouldn't approve. Besides, there were no other options. Naruto saw Jinx as he picked Jinx up and put her inside the H.I.V.E. tank. "I heard a noise, what's going on?" asked Jinx. "We are about to get the hell out of here," said Naruto as he pushed a lot of random buttons which he had no idea did what. Naruto tuned into one of the buttons and the tank turned on. Naruto fired the tank's cannon and blew the cargo door open and drove the tank out of the plane. Wait, do you even know how to drive? Asked Jinx. You know, Noro and Jinx were falling in a H.I.V.E tank thinking they got away, but they were wrong. The drones were falling after the tank and they had parachutes with them. The drones started to shot their laser guns at the tank. Naruto opened up the hatch and used the tank's laser machine gun to kill the drones. One by one the drones got shot and Naruto noticed that there were H.I.V.E jets coming after them. Wow, these guys are persistent, said Naruto as he started shooting the jets. The H.I.V.E jet started fire missiles which got shot down by the tank's laser guns. Come on. Is that all you got? Said Naruto, still shooting them down. A H.I.V.E drone managed to open the emergency door on the back of the H.I.V.E tank, but the drone didn't succeed as he was kicked off by Jinx. Get your own tank. Yield, Jinx. Naruto started to see other H.I.V.E tanks falling from the sky and they started fire at them. Naruto used the tank's cannon to shot down each tank. Wow, these guys don't give up, it actually scares me. Naruto kept fire to get all the heat off of them. The giant robotic drone with the tentacles came down as it tried to grab the tank Naruto and Jinx were in. Naruto pointed the tank's cannon at the giant drone, but when they fired it just pushed the drone back. The giant drone was protected by a force field so Naruto couldn't even scratch it. Jinx, we have a problem. Naruto didn't know how to beat something that has a force field, so how can they distort it? I can see that. I have an idea. This tank has a self-destruct button and the drone can only capture people, so once the drone takes the tank we jump out and it blows the drone to hell, said Jinx with a grin. The big drone with the tentacles grabbed onto the tank, then the drone opened its mouth and captured the tank with Naruto and Jinx, but little did it know that Naruto and Jinx jumped out of the tank. When the drone got the tank it exploded. Naruto and Jinx were falling in the air until Naruto saw a H.I.V.E drone and decided to steal his parachute. Jinx however was not so lucky, so Naruto tried to fall as fast as he can, but all of a sudden a group of H.I.V.E drone were falling by and started shooting at Naruto. Naruto took action and threw every kuni knife he had at the drones, and one by one the drone were destroyed by Naruto's kuni knives. When that was over, Naruto continued to fall after Jinx, and when he finally got to her, he caught her and opened up the parachute and went down slowly. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, for a minute I thought you weren't gonna make it on time, said Jinx as she held on to Naruto. You see, Jinx, there is nothing to worry. What the hell is that? Said Naruto, seeing the H.I.V.E plane that's on fire flying towards them. What? What is it? Asked Jinx, not liking what Naruto said. Okay, now don't freak out, but I think that plane is gonna run yous over, said Naruto with a fake smile. What do you mean don't freak out? Asked Jinx. Do you have a plan? Sure, I just smash through the window. I go like pow, 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 and then I grab a parachute again and then I go out the back, said Naruto, making it sound easy. You mean we, right? Asked Jinx. Naruto didn't say much, but then unexpected he let go of Jinx. Wait, Naruto. Jinx dreamed while calling Naruto a asshole. The plane got closer, then Naruto smashed through the window avoiding the fire and flew and punched every drone in his way and grabbed one of the drone and used him as a robotic shield to avoid the laser fire, and then Naruto cracked its neck and took the drone's parachute and then flew out the back door. Naruto found himself falling from the sky again and went to go save Jinx. Luckily there were no more drones, so he managed to get to Jinx faster. Naruto finally caught Jinx and opened up the parachute. Wow, what a ride. Are you okay? Naruto asked. You're a fucking asshole. Jinx yelled at him for dropping her. Oh okay, I deserve that, said Naruto, feeling a bit of regret. At the East Coast Steel Mill, Naruto and Jinx finally landed. Naruto let go of Jinx and took off the parachute. Naruto and Jinx thought it was finally over, but it wasn't. Bane landed on his feet in front of Naruto and Jinx, which made them flew away. Bane stood up straight and glared at the teenage heroes. I will break your bones, little boy, said Bane while pointing at Naruto. Before Bane could attack, a H.I.V.E tank landed on him. Bang! Naruto and Jinx shot their heads up as they noticed all the H.I.V.E stuff were falling on top of them. Oh shit, look out! Yelled Naruto as he grabbed Jinx's hand and they took cover. A lot of heavy stuff crashed everywhere and even the bodies of the H.I.V.E drones were falling. Oh fuck me, said Naruto. A few hours later all Titans including Titan East arrived at where Naruto had landed. The Titans found Naruto and Jinx and they helped Jinx and healed her wounds. Robin glared at a beat-up Naruto with his arms folded. Naruto Uzumaki, as many heroes I've met in the years I have never seen the most craziest, foolish, ignorant and not to mention the most weirdest hero I have ever met, and I will say, we could use heroes like you, said Robin, who now had a smile on his face. Everybody was clapping at Naruto's success, everybody except for Raven, who didn't look happy. Robin walked over to Naruto, who gave him a walkie-talkie. Congratulations, you an official Teen Titan, said Robin. Everybody was cheering for Naruto but not Raven. Boo yeah. Way to go man. Yield Cyborg. I don't mean to interrupted the celebration, but Naruto, can I talk to you privately? Asked Raven, who looked like she was gonna blow up. Well, I kinda shocked right now, can it wait? But Raven pulled Naruto by his ear and dragged him away from the other Titans. Oh, Raven doesn't look happy, said Cyborg, screeching his head. When Naruto and Raven were alone, Naruto looked surprised with Raven acting this way. Naruto saw Raven glaring at him with extreme anger and Naruto was kinda wondering what was going on with her. Raven, what's going on? Naruto was cut off by Raven slapping in the face. Naruto was stunned and he saw tears falling from Raven's eyes. You idiot! Are you trying to get yourself killed? Asked the emotional Raven. What you did was stupid, and the only reason why the others are not mad at you is because they know that you knew what you were doing, but I don't care about that. I don't care if you knew what you were doing, you still could have been killed, and I just didn't want to see you die. Raven fell on her knees as she started to cry. Naruto didn't realize that Raven really cared for him that much and she didn't want to see him get hurt. Naruto felt very bad of the actions he committed, but he knew and everybody knows that it was the only way. Naruto kneeled down and putted a hand on Raven's shoulder. I'm sorry Raven, I'm really am, I didn't mean to scare you and I'm truly sorry and I promise you it won't happen again, said Naruto in a soft voice. Raven looked up at Naruto slowly as she all of a sudden gave him in a tight hug. Naruto hugged Raven back. I promise you it won't happen again. Red Lantern Corps. I can feel rage coming from a planet called Earth, an unknown voice spoke from the darkness. I have never felt this power before, I must have it. So much rage, so much hatred and so much pain, we must find it and we must have it.